Live from the Ingle studio.
I can't wait to play with myself every day.
The Sportsocracy.
Damn the devil to hell! Let the big dog see! Let him on the field!
Come get you some of this.
Fire them cannons! By golly, put more powder in those things.
He couldn't take any more disappointment.
Oh, my God. The Jets killed him.
And welcome into the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. The Sportsocracy is heard everywhere you go on the iHeartRadio app and seen everywhere on the YouTubes. Just go to thesportsocracy.com, click that live video link, subscribe to the channel so you can join us in the chat. Today is another Football Friday. I'm calling it Football Friday here in the Sportsocracy.
Football Friday! You can get it out. Look, today's my last day before vacation, so
he's all jazzed up, ready to go.
They did make me earn my vacation, though. I have not stopped running around since 8:01 this morning. Between having to load the car, pack the bags, I had a meeting at 9 a.m. this morning. I had another one at 10. Just, man, you don't really realize people actually do care what you think, in spite of the fact you look like a drunken hobo. Oh, sorry, a drunken houseless person.
Yes.
And then I see Tank eating a spoon of peanut butter, also like a drunken houseless person.
You're so caught up on that. I mean, I get that it's a little different, but is it that weird? I mean, it's peanut butter.
I don't think you're understanding my objection for what it is. My objection is not that it was strange. I very easily could see, many drunk sorority girls doing the exact same thing after a mess of Jell-O shooters. It's the fatassery with which it was done, it was done with precision, big old heaping spoon of peanut butter, and you just eat it like an ice cream cone.
Yeah. It's a nice little in-between meal snack. You just, you don't need to eat a whole bunch of it. You just have a little nibble every now and then. I don't know. It's one of those things I do. I have a spoon at home that's like engraved that says "My Peanut Butter Spoon." That's all it's used for. It's just, hey, walking through the kitchen, just need a little peanut butter.
So just in theory, you do realize that you could have that same spoon and it's just inscribed property o fat ass. And people would know that's probably Tank's peanut butter spoon.
Well, I mean, in my house, it would get mixed up because there's 4 of us. I need my initials on it as well. Senior status.
And, the good thing is, with the timing of you saying that, I might be back in time for your funeral when I come back from the beach.
It is last day before a vacation. It is NFC, AFC South offseason grades we'll be going through today. Big news in the NFL. Justin Tucker's been suspended for 10 games. Who didn't? I mean, did we need that? Is he going to get picked up, you think? Is somebody going to jump on that grenade? Like, I could get 7 games out of him at the end of the season. I don't think you should.
And you know what'll happen if a team picks him up, right? You and I will look at each other and say it's the Houston Texans. Give him a hand. Oh. Don't do weird stuff at massage parlors.
Yeah, that's not cool. It's not cool at all. Let's hit our first super chat of the day. Mr. Patrick Holt. I like the title there. That's nice.
For some reason today, it's giving your at YouTube name. I don't know why. I did not do anything.
At Mr. Patrick Holt. Is glad to be back after 2 days on the campus of NC State. Go Pack, class of 2029.
I guess this is probably, I think we can announce this, since it is the Podfather himself, Mr. Patrick Holt, with that comment.
Yeah.
I think we can announce that he's going to be our guest chef for the big wiener party at Bear's Barbecue.
Yeah. I've heard about this. We've yet to have a meeting about the big wiener party.
They send you the emails too. If you don't read them, that's on you.
No, I mean our team.
I'm not affiliated with the team because I am Beer City's okayest wiener judge. That's my name.
All right, so me and Patrick need to get in connection here. We got to figure out what we're going to do. I mean, I'm leaving it all up to him. It's just like he's going to be like, I got a wacky idea, and I'm going to go, that's it. That's the one. That's what we should do.
From what, and I told him I'm a judge, so I have to be impartial. They did ask me, and I found this to be really funny. They asked me, how could I be impartial when I also had a team? Mm-hmm. And I said, well, Tank's on the team. And they kind of looked at me, and I went, you haven't listened to the show a lot, have you? I will be harder on Tank than I will be on anybody.
There's no doubt about that. The big wiener party is going to be coming up at Bear's Smokehouse Barbecue on Saturday, August the 9th, 2 to 6 p.m., 9 teams, 2,700 hot dogs, and 1 royal wiener. So each team is tasked with topping a hot dog. So they're going to cook all the hot dogs and the buns and things. They'll supply all of that. And then each team has to come up with a wild concoction. And then the judges will decide who is the royal wiener between Jeremy and Kyle, the vulgar chef Marceau. Is that how you say his last name?
Yes.
Dan, the food in my beard, the food in my beard, Whalen, is also going to be, apparently Kyle is the king of wieners, and Dan is the top wienerologist for the big wiener party. And then Stu Helm and Todd Lewis also going to be celebrity judges.
Hey, you give those two the credit they deserve. Asheville foodie Stu Helm, who has made many restaurants just on trying it and enjoying it. And Luke Combs, front of house guy, Todd Lewis, also one of my best friends.
Yes, indeed. Proceeds will benefit Linked for Life, supporting free mental health therapy for the Asheville food and beverage workers. Highwire Brewing going to supply the brews for the evening. It's going to be a lot of fun. Big wiener party. Mark it on your calendar. Saturday, August the 9th.
I will say, are you ready to announce our team name?
Yeah, sure.
So we are Beer City's best sports talk.
Mm-hmm.
I, in spite of having no affiliation directly with the team, it is the show team. I am the show judge, but there will be no shenanigans. The Sportsocracy's big wiener party team is Beer City's okayest wiener team. Let's go. I came up with that. I was real proud of it.
Yes, he is. Very proud of it. I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome. Yes, Tommy. You could also refer to it as a sausage party.
And Holt asked, will there be shirts? Yes, indeed there will.
We're gonna have okayest wiener shirts.
And team will be really little.
I mean, you're just a marketing genius.
In this life, God gave me a few abilities. The ability to make jokes, the ability to reach bowls off tall shelves,
yeah,
and a marketing mind.
All right, we have just about a month away from the start of training camps, all the activity in the NFL season. As we work our way down the off-season grades today, doing the Souths. In the AFC South, that is a runaway division, is it not?
I want to say no. I want to have a reason to say no. I don't.
You don't have one.
Because I don't know who's supposed to contend with Houston.
None of
Like, you just look at that team. Okay, just take the scheme, take any of it out. Just Jimmy's and Joe's. Who can contend with Houston? The Daniel Jones-led Indianapolis Colts? Goofy Liam Cohen-led Jacksonville Jaguars? Or the Tennessee Titans with a roster that would have looked a lot better 5 years ago?
Ooh.
I will say, if you had put this team together 5 years ago, dogs.
Sure.
Now?
There's nothing sexy about any of it. Well, actually, here's the thing. Each one of these teams has like one thing sexy about them. And then the rest of it is all just dog water. Like the Indianapolis Colts, Jonathan Taylor is still one of the best running backs in the NFL. And on any other team, he would be highly celebrated. But it's because the rest of his offense is awful. He doesn't pop like he should or like he would elsewhere. I think the Tennessee Titans have some pop right now with Cam Ward. But you give him Calvin Ridley and Tyler Lockett to work with. I get it's, savvy veterans, I guess, is the argument that you will make. However, I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be protected enough to even get the ball to him all that often. And then the Jacksonville Jaguars, I think the Travis Hunter thing to me is going to be storyline of at least the early part of the season. And this is another great time to bring up my sweeping declaration on Travis Hunter. Man, he dances a lot. And I'm not going to lie to you, it is starting to really bother me. You can have fun. He's dancing at camp?
Yes, all the time. He never stops. Okay. Like, to the point he had to be corrected by, I don't remember who the player was. It was a vet in the huddle that basically had to pull him over and just look at him and go, stop. Like, we're calling a play and you're sitting here doing the Dougie, you idiot. Stop that. You look like a moron. Please, God, stop it.
He's dancing in the huddle?
Yes. Have you not seen this video?
No, I haven't seen this video.
Oh, I mean, I get it. You want to have fun at camp? That's awesome. While we're calling the play is not the time to do it, goober.
Right. Good night.
I'll just be honest with you. Back in my day, not to sound like a geriatric, 3 or 4 of the linemen, we'd have had a conversation away from a camera.
Sure.
Look, little feller, the next time you start dancing in the huddle, we're going to javelin you 30 yards downfield. And you don't weigh enough to keep us from doing it. So, your call.
There is no competition to the Houston Texans in the AFC South. It's
unless the line can't hold up.
I mean, it's the most lopsided division in football.
I would agree with that, but I do have to say that line scares me. The line for the Houston Texans scares me. With Cam Robinson just getting drugged down the sidewalk by both Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson, that's a bad sign. And I get it. It is hard for linemen to show out in non-padded practices. That's 2 of the better edge rushers in the league. I get it. But for you to get just thoroughly embarrassed, and then they brought out Ariante Ursery, and he got embarrassed. That's a bad sign for a team that was single-handedly derailed by their offensive line last year.
Yeah, but I mean, when you're going up against that pass rush, you're going to lose.
I'm not averse to you losing. I'm averse to you getting embarrassed.
Right.
It's hard to get embarrassed in non-contact practices because they can't put their hands on you either. And you're getting annihilated. I don't like that. And the more I look at C.J. Stroud, it's so funny when you do the comparison and you look at Houston compared to Washington, the last two teams that we felt like had elite quarterbacks that were really young guys. And I feel so much different about Washington than I do about Houston, and it all falls on C.J. Stroud. Like, if the line in Washington was just dog water, I don't know that I would worry as much about them as I do with Houston. Because Jaden Daniels is really slippery. He's really mobile. He's really good throwing on the run. C.J. Stroud's really only good in a clean pocket. Because he doesn't move. We talked about this when he came out. He doesn't run. And so you get kind of a stationary quarterback back there behind a line that I am really nervous about. It doesn't make me feel hunky-dunky.
The tackle positions specifically are worrisome.
Blake Fisher. I chose not to bring that up because I'm trying to be nice as I head into vacation.
Right.
All right, here's a theoretical question.
You hurt yourself with the Laramie Tunsil trade.
I have a theoretical question about Blake Fisher. Who has a better chance of protecting the thing I'm going to say? Blake Fisher protecting C.J. Stroud, Tank Spencer protecting his peanut butter spoon from the rest of his family.
I actually think it's Blake Fisher.
I don't. I don't. You got two sons that'll punch you in the face.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know this. I've never seen somebody just, five knuckle you. You look like you have a glass jaw.
Oh, I'm sure I do.
You do not look like the guy that's going to take the pow.
No, most definitely not. How concerned should we be about the Houston Texans? In the division, there's no concern. The concern for this team comes, can they get it done in the playoffs? Let's continue the discussion after the break here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival present.
Clear.
Thank you.
Back in Vegas.
T-Mobile Arena.
September 19th and 20th. Streaming live only.
I will miss you when your wife stabs you at some point in the next 11 days.
Tim McGraw, Jelly Roll, Ed Sheeran, and more. 15 artists, 2 nights, 1 stage, superstar performances, and once-in-a-lifetime artist moments you'll have to see to believe. Get your iHeartRadio Music Festival tickets now at
I was talking about the cat, clearly.
The big focus in America today is on your health, and more people are looking beyond pills and steroids and surgery. At QC,
I'm not sure if she's going to say it that way.
This medical
So Andy has got some family that came into town, and they're staying with us, and her cousin comes in, and she takes one look at my cat, and she goes, "Oh my God, that's a big cat."
The protocols include potent and powerful
Like, yep, we're all big uns.
joint tissue. They're not masking the pain. They're going after the very source of it. Yes, you can say goodbye to that chronic pain and live your best life. Learn more about this revolutionary treatment and get a free consultation. Call QC Kinetics now. 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517.
From iHeart Podcast. Before social media, before cable news, there was Alan Berg.
He was the first and the original shock jock.
that scratchy, irreverent kind of way of talking to people and telling them that you're an idiot and I'm going to hang up on you.
This is Live Wire, the loud life and shocking murder of Alan Berg.
And he pointed to the Denver phone book and said, well, there are probably 2 million suspects.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search Live Wire, and listen now.
Buying or selling a home doesn't have to be stressful. Let me, Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, your local real estate expert, guide you every step of the way. Whether you're searching for your dream home, looking to sell quickly, or exploring investment opportunities, I've got the experience and the tools to get you the best deal possible. Call me, Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty at 828-774-6343. Let's make your real estate dreams a reality. I'm your trusted realtor.
I love how messed up some of my friends are.
Every red, white, and blue-blooded American. Oh, yeah? Celebrate Independence Day.
So I had Facebook pulled up, and you know when you go off the tab for Facebook, it automatically refreshes your feed.
How about head over to Bear's Smokehouse Barbecue?
The first thing I see is a buddy of mine from Greenville posted a graphic that said Goofy is the only classic Disney character who has had sex.
Support local.
Mickey has nephews, Donald has nephews, Goofy has a son, and he wasn't adopted. He looks just like him.
This is Morgan Lynch with Park Sports.
Goofy has had sex. He has known a woman biblically. I imagine what it must have looked like. Imagine what it must have sounded like.
Oh, my God.
These are the things I think about when I wake up in the middle of the night drenched in sweat. Oh, hill.
At Ingle,
Gorge.
televising college basketball games, bringing the fan fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park. It's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
The Sportsocracy.
What are you people? On dope?
You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville. If you're not into listening to the show on the YouTube stream, I highly recommend it. The breaks get entertaining. Very entertaining.
Well, golly. Oh,
it is a Football Friday here in the Sportsocracy.
We have a super chat about you.
About me?
Mm-hmm.
I don't like where this is going.
Show me the money, money. Show me the money. I like the cash.
That drop annoys me less when I'm getting ready to head on vacation, and when the super chat is making fun of you. It's from Sir Jimothy. He said, first we talked about Tank's peanut butter habits. Now it's Tanks and Wieners. Definitely an Asheville-based show. You win. He then followed that up with, I'm not going to lie to you, it made the super chat all that much funnier. Jimothy said, oh, he has cats, not dogs. That makes my chat not as funny. Just good for you. Good for you.
Off-season grades for the AFC South. We're talking about the Houston Texans, whether or not they can do anything when it comes to the playoffs. Because you can almost chalk this up. I mean, they have to be the biggest favorite to win their division in Vegas.
Oh, I can get you an answer on that.
It's got. I mean, I would have to admit they're probably like minus 200 to win this division.
Ow. There's a bar there.
I feel like would be a lot for a preseason, but
nah, not really. I'll bet. I'm not there yet, but I'll bet you it's higher than that.
205. You got to cover the.
Wow.
What?
They're not, and it's not even close.
What do you mean?
Houston is plus 115 to win their division.
Oh my!
Jacksonville's plus 260. Did Liam Cohen pay somebody off in Vegas to make this look better than it is?
Well, that's plus money on the Houston Texans to win the division. You should probably put some money on that.
Wow. Houston is the third lowest favored division winner. The only ones behind them are the Detroit Lions. No, that's not true. They're 4. No, I was right. It's just Detroit and San Francisco. That's it. Everybody else has better odds to win their division than they do. And San Francisco's the favorite to win the West, which is I don't even want to talk about that. I don't know what recreational crimes you're smoking, but yikes.
Interesting. Houston's running game's going to be damn good this year. Picking up Nick Chubb, I mean, that's got a lot of potential.
Does it? Does it really have a lot of potential, or is it completely irrelevant?
You don't think so?
I think it's completely irrelevant.
Why?
Oh, I don't know. A guy that's completely destroyed his leg 3 times and is now on the wrong side of 30? Doesn't mean a whole lot to me.
Okay.
I mean, look, Nick Chubb was fine before the injury last year. Mm-hmm. He wasn't anything special. And then he had another season-ending injury. I think he's a spellback. I mean, if I'm going to be honest with you, right now the difference between what you're going to get out of Nick Chubb and what you would have gotten out of Dameon Pierce if the coach's name just went out of my head. D'Amico Ryans. If D'Amico Ryans didn't just hate Dameon Pierce, I think you would get strikingly similar results.
Okay. That doesn't signal to you that they're going to run the ball a lot more this year?
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, not really. I look at this team. They're going to, I mean, will they run more? Probably. Do I think it changes anything? No, because Joe Mixon should still be getting the lion's share of the carries. And by lion's share, I mean 65%.
Mm-hmm.
If Nick Chubb, Dameon Pierce, and who was the young guy? Woody Marks. If they split 35, none of them really change anything to me.
What is what is going to be the secret to their success this year?
Houston's going to be really good defensively.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not a secret. They're just really, really good defensively. I think the C.J. Gardner-Johnson thing does really help them. Because now you've got 2 of them. You got Jalen Petrie, you got CGJ, and you got Bullock on the other side. That makes for a very multiple defense. But I'm not overly impressed by the offense, are you?
I mean, other than the line.
Okay, so you are impressed with the weapons on this team?
Yes.
John Mechie and Charlie Kirk, or not Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk does not play for the Houston Texans.
No,
Christian Kirk
is the one you're thinking of.
I saw C. Kirk, and my brain took vacation mode.
Christian Kirk is a fine option at wide receiver. Nico Collins is a no doubt one, and then they got the Higgins and Knoll in the draft, along with. I mean, you have a lot of guys that have the ability to make plays. And with C.J. Stroud and that running game, as long as the line holds up, then they're going to be just fine. They're going to be able to score a lot of points. And then whenever Tank Dell comes back, or however he comes back, that's just going to be icing on top of the cake. I think it should be fine.
You used the wrong word there. If Tank Dell comes back. Because I'm not sure he plays it down all year. And you look at how they've stacked this roster, it really makes me think he's not going to play it down all year. I mean, just go into the roster build. I mean, just use common sense here of how many receivers can you carry.
Mm-hmm.
So you've already got, very obviously, Nico Collins. You got Kirk, Justin Watson, John Mechie, Braxton Berrios, Jaden Higgins, Jalen Knoll, Xavier Hutchinson, Tank Dell. That's 9 receivers on this team. Makes me think, by the way, 3 of them who play the exact same position Tank Dell does. Makes me think he ain't coming back. And the rest of it, I like Jalen Knoll long term. I love Jaden Higgins long term.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're telling me that's your 2, I also don't like the fact Christian Kirk's in their way. I don't buy much into
Christian
him.
Kirk is what?
In their way.
Oh, okay.
If they took Christian Kirk off this team, I would like the weapons better than I currently do. Because I know Christian Kirk does absolutely nothing that's not over the top. Mm-hmm. He's a decent enough route runner. I've now watched, he's been on, 2 teams? They don't use him that way. And there's probably a reason why.
What's your overall grade for the offseason for the Houston Texans?
I liked their draft too much to hammer them too much, but I'm going to go C-. I can't believe we're going into another season with the Houston Texans where you're counting on Blake Fisher and Cam Robinson and Laken Tomlinson. Just there are absolute. Right. If you told me the initial starting 5 of the Houston Texans offensive line, if you told me 4 of the 5 were benched by the end of the year, I would not bet against you. I wouldn't do it because I absolutely see a way that Cam Robinson is as bad as I have seen him be in the past. And this is a great time to ask, does he have horrible pictures of somebody doing something that's like a violation of the Geneva Convention or something? How in the hell does he keep getting money from teams? Cam Robinson is a $2 million offensive tackle, and I think he's made $400 gajillion in the NFL.
Right.
Laken Tomlinson, I've read that book. You're not going to like how it goes. Mm-hmm. And Blake Fisher.
The only promising thing you had about the offensive line last year was Laramie Tunsil.
He gone.
And you got rid of that guy, and then you didn't give us in it. There was nothing to follow up with it. You didn't have a backup plan. Your backup plan was an overpaid Cam Robinson and some rookie draft picks.
Well, I mean, I like Ariante Ursery. You also have Trent Brown too. Does that make you feel warm and fuzzy?
Nope.
It shouldn't.
It doesn't. It doesn't at all. All right. The Houston Texans, you give them a C, did you say?
C-.
A C-. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville. Cam Ward and the Tennessee Titans. Talk about them coming up next.
ESPN Asheville.
And clear.
Thank you.
Your mountain weather forecast.
Clouds will increase this afternoon with a high closing in on 89, and there will be showers and thunderstorms developing, and more rain should fall into the evening hours. Then overnight clearing will take place with the low dropping down to 65. It will be wet at times starting off the weekend tomorrow with showers and thunderstorms likely into the afternoon and a high near 86 degrees. After early sun on Sunday, there may be another round of afternoon thunderstorms popping up with a high reaching the mid-80s. I'm Jeff Marr from the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. When you're trying to find quality candidates, all the searching, screening, and interviewing can become a job itself. You need Indeed, the all-in-one platform that makes it easy to interview, screen, and hire quality people. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
What's your outside story?
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save.
Jake Paul walked off on Piers Morgan's show.
Let's go.
May I help you? I just wanted to request a late checkout, please. Of course. That's $30 per hour for up to 4 hours. Huh. Okay, but if you can offer a late checkout, then that probably means no one is staying in that room. So if it's empty, maybe I can just stay a few extra hours. Oh, aren't you adorable?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
You've got an app for your music, but what about your favorite morning show, sports team, or live local news and weather?
See things start to change.
Yep, there's an app for
I do.
all that
What's
too.
that guy's Taylor Sheridan? Is that his the landman Yellowstone guy?
The free iHeartRadio app.
At Ingalls.
Yes.
I love that his strategy for casting shows, just find good actors and thirst trap actresses.
We know that the mountains are calling. The open road.
They've added a new character for Landman this year. She plays Andy Garcia's wife.
Okay.
As you know, he's the mob don.
Right.
Love the savings.
Her Instagram is the deepest thirst trap you'll ever see in your life.
And we're the Chainsaw Brothers.
They posted on Outkick, and I just found myself sitting here clicking through it, going,
Driveway having a couple of beers.
"Well, golly, well, golly."
Needing trees removed and couldn't afford it.
So I called my dad to borrow a chainsaw, and over the next few months, we cleared trees for our neighbors. Our business was born out of wanting to help Western North Carolina get back on our feet.
We are fully insured and licensed. We keep our promises, meaning if we say we're going to be there, we'll be there. In these parts, we live how we were raised.
When you call the Chainsaw Brothers, you're not a customer, you're family. We're good at what we do, and we do it for a reasonable cost.
For all your chainsaw needs, call the Chainsaw Brothers. 828-316-1013. Or find us on Facebook. See how we treat our family.
Are you still covered up with storm damage and debris?
Call us about our daily rates at 828-316-1013. That's 828-316-1013. We're the Chainsaw Brothers, and with our neighbors, we are Western North Carolina strong.
Woohoo! Boy, you must be outside your mind.
The Sportsocracy.
Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
We are back in the Sportsocracy. It is ESPN Asheville. There's another Jake Paul boxing match this weekend that nobody will watch. At least, I don't think so. I mean,
have you ever heard of the person he's fighting?
Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.? No.
Well, I mean, I have, but he's not very good. So,
I mean, is Julio Cesar Chavez as good as Julio Cesar Chavez was?
No.
Okay.
Hey, let me give you a point of comparison. To compare Julio Cesar Chavez to his son is a lot like comparing Michael Jordan to his son.
Oh, sorry, Marcus. That didn't work out.
I think in one-on-one I could beat Marcus, and I'm very confident Jake Paul is going to beat Junior.
Well, of course, you know, ahead of the fight this weekend, Jake Paul does the rounds on the media that will give him the airtime, and apparently Piers Morgan still has a following. Good for him. But on the Piers Morgan Uncensored show, Jake Paul and Piers got into it a little bit because, well, they were talking about the Tyson fight, and Piers Morgan said something that we all know to be absolute fact, that if Jake Paul had fought Mike Tyson in his prime, there is no way he would have beaten him.
He probably would have killed him.
Right. Like, we're all pretty confident that is the case. Well, Piers Morgan said it, and then Jake Paul got really upset. And because throughout this whole interview, he was, you know, he's really playing into it. Like, he's calling himself a killer. He's like, I'm a machine. I'm knocking out the best in the world. Are you? I don't believe you are, but okay, whatever.
Factually inaccurate.
And then when Piers dared to say that he couldn't beat Tyson in his prime, he said, you don't actually know that. This is a quote. You don't actually know that. You can't sit there and say that. I think anything is possible. That's why self-belief is the most powerful thing in the world. You don't think I can be a Mike Tyson? I don't think you go to the gym. What? Oh, I'm just taking your audience to sell pay-per-views. I don't give a bleep about your show, dumbass. He said, this is a bleeping business enterprise. Buy the pay-per-view on Saturday, June the 28th. Me versus Julio Cesar Chavez. Thank you. Tune in, everybody. And then he hung up on the Zoom call.
He was also wearing a goofy hat through the entire
interview.
interview.
Culturally insensitive with the whole Julio Cesar Chavez thing.
Now I'm going to say something that is also an unequivocal fact, that Jake Paul is a absolute raging feminine hygiene product. Don't know if I could say that one, so I'm going to err on the side of caution.
Sure.
There's a reason around my house.
Summer's Eve.
You beat me to it. Around my house, he is referred to as Jake Summer's Eve Paul.
There you go.
Massengill Country Flower. Anyway, my story is about Caleb Love. Maybe you remember Caleb Love. He played at North Carolina. Yeah. He was fun.
Good killer. Yeah.
I mean, he gave Carolina fans a great memory.
Mm-hmm.
Well, his time at Arizona came to an end. And he was in the 2 rounds of the NBA draft over the weekend, or over the last couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't get selected.
He was eligible.
He was eligible. No one was interested. But late last night, he did sign a 2-way contract with the Portland Trailblazers.
There you go.
Of which, by the way, I don't know why, but if you had told me before the draft, hey, who's going to sign Caleb Love, I would have immediately gone, Portland Trailblazers.
Sure.
Don't know why.
I mean, they have to replace Anthony Simons.
Sure. Oh, that's why. Mentally. Oh, yeah.
Right.
Find a guard that couldn't defend a desk lamp that's never seen a shot he didn't like. Boom. 100%. Got you one. Do you know what a 2-way contract is?
Yeah, that's where you bounce between the G League and the big league.
Yes. So a 2-way contract limits a player. You can only play in 50 regular season games.
Okay.
Once you hit 50, you are ineligible to play. You cannot play in the postseason. So he will be spending at least half his time with the Rip City remix.
Yeah. With Armando Bacot, right?
Does Armando Bacot play? You obviously know far more than I do. Now, I tell you this to ask you a question. How much will he make on a 2-way contract with the Portland Trailblazers?
$27,000.
That is a terrible guess. It is $635,000. It's a decent living.
That is a good living.
I mean, I think any of us would sign up for it. Probably not what he was looking for.
Yeah.
How much did he make at Arizona last year?
$2.1 million.
$795,000. He took a pay cut to go pro.
Yeah, good job.
He had endorsement deals last year with Ritz Crackers.
Yeah.
I'm not touching that. Powerade, Keurig, Skims, and others.
Keurig.
That's the one I got locked on.
Caleb Love selling pot?
K-Cups. Caleb Love out here slinging K-Cups.
Okay.
If Caleb Love handed me a Keurig K-Cup and said, this will change the way you drink coffee, I would throw it in the trash and go to Starbucks. And I hate Starbucks.
You're just not trusting him at all.
No.
You can't trust your word on this coffee, sir.
I would love to have been in the marketing meeting when Ritz Crackers said, we're going to sign Caleb Love. Why?
Who knows?
Because his game is as soft and tasteless as your crackers?
What do you got against Ritz Crackers? That's the best cracker.
I won't disagree with that. I'm not a big cracker guy. I don't like bread. And every time I hear Ritz Crackers, all I can think of is Mitch Hedberg. I didn't buy you because you're a big edible plate. Sometimes I want to have a Ritz with a Ritz.
Yep, Ritz and clubs. Those are your crackers.
Oh, club crackers are awesome.
Yeah, you get anything
Captain's wafers. Oh, the Captain wafer is awesome. That's the Captain wafer, only cracker I can eat by itself.
Yes.
I'll let the chat tell the joke there. I'm not going to do it because I will get fired, but I know what I did.
So Caleb Love taking a pay cut, playing in the G League.
Do you ever think about that? Of if you tried to explain college sports today, like if somebody had been in a coma for the last 10 years and they woke up and you had to explain college athletics to them, how long it would take you to Well, now the NBA is borderline worthless because we don't really have any more American players outside of this one acne-faced kid from Duke that's awful good. But now most of the players from college take a pay cut to go play in the NBA. Excuse me? Oh, yeah, especially if they go to the college football playoffs. The what? Oh, boy. Somebody should put on a pot of coffee because this is going to take a minute.
We got a lot to cover. Off-season grades for the AFC South. Tennessee Titans. Cam Ward, the number 1 pick in the NFL draft. Is he the real deal? And does it matter for the Tennessee Titans? Will they be able to put a team around him to win early?
I think with Tennessee, you have to kind of put this in its box of what exactly would be a successful season for Tennessee. I mean, because look, from 2 to 53, it's pretty obvious pretty quick that this team is not up to the – I mean, they're not at the level of a real contender.
No.
They're just at a huge talent deficit. Mm-hmm. By the way, can you name their third corner right now? I had to look it up.
Third corner.
Because now Chidobe Awuzie is not there.
They probably got like Kendall Vildor or something.
Nope. Darrell Baker Jr. Darrell Baker Jr. That sounds like the guy that sounds peaches down under the overpass. Like, you gotta go, you go see Darrell. He's got the best peaches in town.
I think Eli Apple's still available. They can go get him.
Pass.
He could be the third. But the 1-2's really, really good.
It's fine.
Really?
L'Jarius Sneed was really bad last year. He was really bad last year. I like McCreary. I like L'Jarius Sneed. I like Jarvis Brownlee, too, who would, by the way, technically be the 4. I saw Vic Shelton chime that in. He should be the 3. He is not currently listed that way. So I agree with you. I'm not so sure that Mr. Callahan here does.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I look at Tennessee and go, this reeks of desperation. The Dan Moore deal is the worst contract in the NFL. I think unequivocally, and I'm not sure it's all that close. Mm-hmm. I don't count Deshaun Watson because that ship's already sailed.
So my question is, what did Bill see? Or did they even ask Bill? Did they do this without asking the offensive line coach?
My thought is that they looked at, we've taken Peter Skoronski and J.C. Latham in consecutive years in the top, Skoronski was what, 12?
Mm-hmm.
We've taken 2 linemen in the top 12 and we somehow still don't have a left tackle. How in the world did we do that? It's just desperate. You're going to add a quarterback. You knew it because you had the number 1 pick. You had to have a blindside protector, and he was the best one on the market.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, I just look up and down and go, this is not a great team.
No, it feels pieced together.
The good is good.
At the last second, you just went, okay. Well, this is what we got to do. I mean, looking at the offense, to me, it's just you took everybody's cast-offs. Tony Pollard and Calvin Ridley and Tyler Lockett and the offensive line with Zeitler. I mean, Zeitler's good. Don't get me wrong. And he is like 87 years old, though, isn't he?
Zeitler, he's 34?
He's 35. So, I don't know. It doesn't feel like you've got much to springboard off of here. Unless Cam Ward is that dude, and if he is, then we can mark that off the board, and that's the biggest puzzle piece.
How good do you think Cam Ward is?
Not
necessarily just this year. Long term.
I mean, he might be average. I don't see it. I don't see special in Cam Ward. I could be wrong.
All right, I'm going to ask you a series of questions. I'm gonna give you players that have been drafted in the last handful of years. Mm-hmm. I want you to tell me which one you would take, them or Cam Ward, and I'm omitting the very obvious ones. So Jaden Daniels, Drake May, C.J. Stroud, they're all out.
Yep.
Tua Tagovailoa.
Knowing what I know now?
Mm-hmm. No, I'm talking about from right now, from this day. You can have Cam Ward or Tua.
I'll take my chances with Cam.
I will too.
Yeah.
Justin Herbert.
Justin.
I want to agree with you. I don't think that I do.
Really?
I think I would take, because I'm factoring in the contract, I'm factoring in everything. Bryce Young.
No, I'll take Cam.
I think I will too. That one's even closer than Herbert. Because Herbert's already paid and he's 6 years older. All of those things skew it. Now the one that I'm really, well, actually that's a lie. Bo Nix.
Oh, it's Cam Ward.
I agree.
Not close.
J.J. McCarthy.
Not close. Cam Ward.
Michael Penix Jr.
Cam Ward. That was close, but
that one's so close. The one that Caleb Williams. That's what I did. I did exactly what you just did.
Here's the thing. I know Caleb hasn't been good, right? I've seen it. It's not. It has. He's got a lot to figure out.
In certain metrics, he was historically awful last year.
Yes. But however, I feel like there's special in there somewhere. I feel like there is something there with Caleb. I mean, I may not have watched Cam Ward enough to be an honest broker in this, but I don't see that spark. He's a really good college quarterback. I get it. He threw for a lot of yards, a lot of touchdowns. Wonderful. Good for him, but I don't see that special. I see, 14th best quarterback in the league. I don't know that he can be elite. But even if he is the 14th best quarterback in the league, solid, that's his ceiling and floor.
That's the other place that I get to. That's the other place I get to is I don't think there's a whole lot of miss in him. And then you hear all of these coaches talk him up about he's got the best attitude and he works like a madman. Did you see the story of he's been bringing in the rookies at 5:00 in the morning?
That's awesome.
I don't know that I've ever seen a rookie do that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've seen him be committed. I'm not saying he's the first committed number one overall pick I've ever seen. But to be arranging on-site workouts at 5 a.m. with the other rookies that's a whole nother level.
Right. Leadership, personality, all those things seem to be off the charts. I've heard all of the stories, well, probably not all of the stories, but I've heard a bunch of stories that make me go, I would love this kid to be on my team. Right, like right now, I would really, really love the opportunity to make the decision between having Cam Ward as my quarterback rather than Baker Mayfield.
Oh, I would no doubt. Take Cam Ward.
Please give me that opportunity.
Oh, and by the way, Gary corrected me. Jaden Daniels did it last year in Washington. Of course he did. Love that guy.
Did what?
He was rallying the rookies at 5 a.m. apparently as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
and that stands to reason. And I guess that's what I'm saying with Cam Ward is that the more of these things I see, I can't tell you he's going to be great, but I can tell you he's doing all of the things to be great.
Yes.
Great quarterbacks have traits that they're kind of hard to quantify at times, but you see it and go, that's what I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm. He has all the makings to be the best Tennessee Titans quarterback. Period.
I can't agree with that.
Right.
I can't see him being better than Steve McNair.
Steve? Really?
Steve McNair was an MVP.
Really? I mean, one great year. It could happen. We saw Cam have one great year. Cam Newton. It could happen.
If you're about to sit here and diminish Steve McNair, we're gonna have.
I'm not. I would never.
We're gonna have a battle unlike any other.
Houston either. Like, I'm talking Tennessee Titans. I'm not talking Houston. I'm not Warren Moon. That's another stratosphere. We're not talking about that. We'll push that aside. There's a chance. All I'm saying is this is a massive upgrade over anything you've ever had. Minus Steve McNair.
Sure. I will say if Cam Ward can get to the heights that McNair had in the meaty clackers of his career, which is when they went from Tennessee until he had those two kind of injury riddled years at the end. Mm-hmm. If he can be that guy, just the average of that guy, not every high water year. You got to remember, McNair won the MVP and missed 2 games. Mm-hmm. That which is unheard of. If he can be that, I think Tennessee can be good in 2 years. Now, your offseason grade, I can't give you above a B. I like virtually everything you did. That Dan Moore deal is that bad. Mm-hmm. But I'm good with that.
Okay. I'm surprised you went that high. Because
I liked a lot of the other things they did.
I don't feel like they added much in free agency that's going to help this team win games. And their draft was okay. I wasn't wild about it. But you do have the opportunity to have Cam Ward, and Cam Ward be the guy you've been searching for.
Well, and for me, with Tennessee, I look at Zeitler, Draymond Jones, bringing back Sebastian Joseph Day. None of it was flashy, but it was solid. Okay. And then I see that one great big grumper right on top. 4 years, $82 million, $50 million guaranteed, and $30 million in year one. Yeah. At least you front-loaded it.
You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. AFC South offseason grades continue after this.
ESPN Asheville.
Clear.
Mountain weather forecast.
Clouds will increase this afternoon with a high closing in on 89, and there will be showers and thunderstorms developing, and more rain should fall into the evening hours. Then overnight clearing will take place with the low dropping down to 65. It will be wet at times starting off the weekend tomorrow with showers and thunderstorms likely into the afternoon and a high near 86 degrees. After
what have I got, like
Sunday,
5 minutes here?
There'll be another round of afternoon thunderstorms popping up with a high reaching the mid-80s. I'm Jeff Marv.
4.
Okay,
This
all right, I got to go refill my drink because I'm out of beverage.
When you're trying to find quality candidates, all the searching, screening, and interviewing can become a job itself. You need Indeed, the all-in-one platform that makes it easy to interview, screen, and hire quality people. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Shop Mattress Firm's July 4th sale and reclaim your restless nights. Choose from a curated premium selection of mattresses to find just the upgrade you're looking for. Get matched. Sleep at night.
Buying a new house might make you say,
"Shut the front door."
"Winning! This is my house now, baby!" But you actually need to say, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there to help you choose the coverage you need.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
Lowe's knows how to set off your July 4th with savings. Right now, buy one, get one free on select one-coat coverage interior paint via Visa gift card rebate. Plus, get 2 select 2 or 2.5 quart red, white, and blue annuals for just $10. Hurry, these July 4th deals won't last long. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 7/9. Selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii. More terms and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/rebates for more details.
Now at Verizon, we have some big news for your peace of mind. For all our customers, existing and new, we're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on My Plan and My Home. That's future you peace of mind. And everyone can save on a brand new phone on My Plan when you trade in any phone from one of our top brands. That's new phone peace of mind. Because at Verizon, whether you're already a customer or you're just joining us, we got you. Visit Verizon today. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
For millions of kids, school isn't just a place of learning. It's where they can depend on access to healthy food. When school's out for the summer months, many of those meals disappear. But there is a solution. All across the country, there are programs for kids and teens to access free meals all summer long, including resources for eligible families facing tight grocery budgets. If you're looking for resources to help feed your family this summer, visit nokidhungry.org/help. Let's make sure every kid has the happy, healthy summer they deserve.
For the 2025 Atlanta Braves, it's time to dial in, which means every game means a little more.
First pitch, ground ball right side, diving stop by Ozzie. Got him. Whoa, what a play by Albies.
Coverage brought to you locally by Parks Ford of Hendersonville.
Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com. That's parksfordhendersonville.com.
The Mountain's home for the Braves on Asheville's #1 sports station, ESPN Asheville.
Did you know that Ingles sells a huge variety of organic items? Or that they run their own dairy? Or that they only serve USDA choice and prime meat? Did you know that they have more local craft beer than any place else? Or that they have Energy Smart stores? Or that they professionally slice and package imported cheese from Europe? Did you know about their giant international aisle, local farm partnerships, curbside pickup, wine department? Or that they donate 3,956 meals a day to local food banks? Well, now you do. It's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Looking to buy or sell in Asheville? At Clarissa Sells WNC with eXp Realty, we're proud to be the #1 real estate team in Buncombe County. Give us a call, 828-774-6343. We're here for what matters most, you.
Looking for something fresh on Thursday nights? Join us at Bear's Smokehouse Barbecue for WTF Thursdays. That's Women to the Front, a new live music series spotlighting incredible solo female artists. Every Thursday from 6:30 till 8:30 p.m. in partnership with WTF Fest, we're bringing powerful performances and good vibes to the stage. It's free, it's fun, and it's all about supporting women in music. WTF Thursdays at Bear's.
All right, here comes the legal.
Downtown Asheville.
10 for
the Ingles Studio. WPEK Fair. WMXF Waynes.
And then we got the cue to call.
The #1 preset in your car and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Bonus. That's bonus. Enter it now.
Go to ESPNAVL.com to play, and good luck.
The Sportsocracy.
That fires me up, man. I love it. Say it one more time.
The Sportsocracy.
Shake it back!
Beer City's best sports talk.
It is gross.
Just earlier.
They are mature, actually. You just have to get to know them better.
Your lunchtime dose of dumbassery. Live from the Ingles Studio.
ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM and 1400. The Sportsocracy coming to you live from the Ingles Studio. Also the NFLDraft.net. Mullet Manor for the final time before July.
And the final time before the next time you see me, I will be at the Oceanic Mullet Manor.
Are you doing lives from the Mullet Manor?
I'm thinking about it. I'm taking the setup with me.
Okay.
If it rains one day, who knows?
Yeah.
You know me. I can't resist the urge to hear the sound of my own voice.
That is.
And my wife's going to get super tired of it, like real fast.
Hope everybody gets a chance to take a little respite, a little vacation for the summer holiday. And of course, 4th of July coming up next week, and we'll be off here on ESPN Asheville. Back after the holiday, though, and after the holiday, it really starts to kick into gear. The preparations for the NFL season, the college football season, the Ingles Living the Dream Tour Part 2 with our good friends at Ingles Supermarkets.
We get to start announcing things.
Marissa sells WNC.com, and, of course, Bear's Smokehouse Barbecue. Sorry, I had to get everybody in there.
We get to start announcing things when we come back.
We do.
I'm very excited about that.
It's going to be another great journey, and happy to take you guys along on the trip with us. Also,
literally this time
up for your cue to call I'm going to be doing a cue to call here before the end of the program. I got a family 4-pack of tickets to the Atlanta Braves Angels game next Thursday down in Atlanta, July the 3rd. It's going to be, the hottest game on the planet, probably. July in Atlanta is a special thing. But we're going to have tickets for you to that game, a family 4-pack of tickets. So we're going to open up the phone lines here coming up. 225-4988, 225-4988. Hold on to that phone number there and listen for the cue to call to win yourself a family 4-pack of Braves tickets. Braves baseball always brought to you on ESPN Asheville by our good friends from Parks Ford of Hendersonville, home of the Parks Promise. Jeremy, the AFC South offseason grades rolling on here, and I'm going to start the hour with the most interesting team that's left, to me anyway. This is the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville's an interesting case because, well, anytime a team gets a new coach, a guy that's never done it before, and he has a good quarterback to work with, or a guy that we want to be a good quarterback, thought was a good quarterback years ago in college. And then the fact that they have Travis Hunter, who is one of the most interesting NFL draft picks in modern history. This team's going to be on a lot of people's radar to see how it works out. Liam Cohen, year one, do you have many hopes? How high are your hopes, I guess?
If you hadn't traded a first-round pick for Travis Hunter, I would feel a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Because, look, I don't think this team's good. I hate when bad teams act like they're good. It almost invariably will blow up in your face. It also, and I know I sound like the grumpy old man, it scares me that everything I see of Travis Hunter is him dancing on a practice field.
Yep.
That concerns me. And you know why it concerns me? Because your tutelage was from Deion Sanders.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the kind of thing Deion would have done. Deion was a special talent. Probably top 3 most talented athletes in NFL history. Mm-hmm. I don't know that Travis Hunter is that. He's good, and I think he's good at doing 2 different things. But I'm not sure he's Deion. And I'm not sure he's ever going to get away from that comp either.
No, he'll have that comp forever because he plays Deion's position. Right? Deion took him under his wing as one of his own children. And he is you're right. That is a very Deion thing to do. Dancing in the huddle during training camp. I mean, remember how much we disliked that from Cam Newton a few years ago? Remember when Cam was dancing during training camp for the New England Patriots, and it was, that's not going to last long. This is not going to do well. I'm not saying the cultures are completely different, but I mean the thought here is the same. Like, what are you really focused on here? That does come into question. However, you could also look at it from the standpoint of the kid's really comfortable being in the limelight, playing on the biggest stage. He's not intimidated by it. You could also look at it in that sense.
I look at it very simply from the you're not taking this as seriously as you should, and it's bothering me.
Okay.
There are just certain things that people do, and it can be your thing. It just keeps me loose. It's whatever. The way it looks from the outside in is that you're not taking this very seriously. What bothers me about that is what happens when you have 2 or 3 clunky games, and he's going to. And I'm just going ahead and tell you, he's going to have some clunky games because he is not the prospect you think he is. Especially not since they're looking at playing him predominantly at receiver. I think he will be a good player. I don't think he is a Pro Bowl level player, especially not off the jump. And then you start getting disconnect with players. You get some of these older heads that are in the Jaguars locker room, and they're tired of being losers. I mean, I don't know who the longest tenured Jacksonville Jaguar is off the top of my head. But let's just say it's been 7-8 years. Do you know what that guy has seen? Let's say they've got one that came in 18. I don't know that off the top of my head, and I'm not good enough to just look at the roster and go, he came in that year. You've gone 5-11, 6-10, 1-15, 3-14, 9-8, 9-8, 4-13. You made the playoffs one time. You've had Doug Marrone, Urban Meyer, Darrell Bevel, Dougie Doug Peterson, and now Liam Cohen.
Right.
We've tried to do this every single way humanly possible, and the best we've ever been is 9-8, and damn it, I'm tired of being a loser. And now we've got this kid that we basically sold out the franchise for that can't stop dancing. That can lead to some horrible disconnect in the locker room that'll typhoon your season before it ever gets off the ground.
The guy you're looking for, by the way, is Josh Hines Allen.
That's the longest tenured Jaguar?
Yeah, I believe so. 2019.
You are incorrect.
Really?
The longest tenured Jacksonville Jaguar is Tyler Shatley, which that is an unfortunate name.
He doesn't count.
Well, he kind of does because that's what I'm talking about.
Anything?
No, I mean, he's a reserve lineman. But still, you look at that guy.
That's what Tyler thinks.
Well, he does because this is still who you're going to battle with every week. And you've got a horrible reputation as just being losers. Like the one team that would hire Urban Meyer. You took a generational quarterback and you've absolutely run him into the ground. Now you got Brian Thomas Jr. Does anybody feel great that you're not going to mess with him to some point? You've invested all this in your defense, and your defense absolutely sucks. And then you get this guy that's he's the bellwether of your franchise. We gave up next year's first-round pick, which may end up being in the top 5 because I think you're that bad. And it can lead to a really bad tenor in a locker room. And it's just the more I see it, the more I can't stop looking at it that way. You know what we should be talking about with Jacksonville right now? Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna ask that as rhetorically as I did. If we were being honest to this roster, what should we be talking about with Jacksonville right now?
What do you mean? Like,
what are the storylines we should be fixating? Instead of talking about Travis Hunter and the goofy things he's doing on a practice field, what should we be talking about?
Oh, you should be focused on, Trevor Lawrence and Liam Cohen.
And Brian Thomas Jr. Mm-hmm. You have a receiver on the outside that may, honest to God, be a top 5 talent in this league, and nobody's talking about him. And you know why they're not? Because you brought in Travis Hunter. And so basically, subconsciously, you bypassed your star. And now you have the most nondescript star probably in the NFL. Because we're talking about Travis Hunter. You got 2 pass rushers on the other side, one of whom has been really good for a long time. Another that should take another step forward this year because he's done that basically every year he's been in the league, in Trayvon Walker. Mm-hmm. That's where the shine should be going. Instead, it's going to a rookie. And then you look at their schedule and how that schedule lays out. I see a path that this goes so far off the rails with a young coach. I mean, just look at it. It won't take you long to get there. They start with the Panthers. If you lose that game, you will not win a game until the week after Thanksgiving. Seriously, who are they supposed to beat? They're going to go to Cincinnati and beat Joe Burrow with that defense? Give me a break. They're going to beat C.J. Stroud and Houston? Go to San Francisco and beat them? Have Kansas City come in their building on Monday Night Football and beat Pat Mahomes? At best, at absolute best, you will have 3 wins the week after Thanksgiving going into Tennessee. And now you might be able to patch it together there at the end because you play Tennessee twice, Indianapolis twice, the Jets, and the Broncos. But by then the season's over anyway. It doesn't matter.
By then you're just ruining your chances at or ruining Cleveland's chances at a higher draft pick. I mean, at least you have that. At least you have the opportunity to try to tank that pick for the next year. Because your season is an absolute gauntlet.
It's a murderer's row for the first 3 months of the season.
To November 30th. Yeah.
For the first 3 months of the season. Oh, by the way, and this is a really good point in our YouTube chat. It's from Randy. Do they at least have any experience with their position coaches? Do you know any of the coaches on this team?
No, I do not.
Grant Yadinsky's the offensive coordinator. Yep, first-time coordinator. Shane Waldron's your pass game coordinator. So there's that's your experience. Mm-hmm. But it's not good experience. Defensive coordinator, first-time defensive coordinator. Most experience, at least just looking at the names, because I'm not going to lie, I don't know most of these guys. Bill Sheridan, I think, is the most experienced guy, and he's an assistant, a defensive assistant. This is a really young coaching staff. It's a really young team, and it starts really early. And that is, I'm so glad Randy brought that up because that's even a better point to compound what I'm talking about. It's my problem of why they're not nipping all of this in the bud. The social media team is watching, Travis Hunter and Liam Cohen and being goofy with it. It makes you look completely incompetent. I mean, completely incompetent.
Right.
And all of it is scaring me. We've got a couple super chats, one of which you're going to have to read and do it very delicately.
All right, the first one. Oh, come on. Soaring Eagle says, with no first-round pick, Joey Gladstone is going to go into the 2026 NFL draft and take...
I wouldn't even do it. I'd say the kid from Eastern Michigan.
Noah from Eastern Michigan, even though he ain't eligible yet.
That kid's going to get at least 2 commentators
fired. That last
fired.
name is just, that you got to change it. You got to change your last name, brother. Noah K. That's all we're going to talk. That's how we're going to refer to you. Because we can't say that other part.
Nope.
And then he says, Jeremy, I know you're not so high on us, meaning the Denver Broncos, but if you think that Denver loses to Jacksonville, I got a bridge to sell you, and that's not even me being a homer.
Oh, and this is a good time for me to say, all I did was read the last 6 games. I was not insinuating that Denver would lose to Jacksonville. I just saw a lighter stretch and went, ooh, we'll talk about that because it's not the previous. No, Denver will beat them within an inch of their lives.
Right. No, it's the fact that you have Tennessee, Indianapolis, New York, Indianapolis, Tennessee, all sandwiched around that Denver game. That's the only thing that's going to
Sure. Yeah. Denver ain't losing to Jacksonville. But I guess that's my point, is that there's no high side here. And it shows the inexperience of your GM. And then all of this training camp stuff shows the inexperience of your coach, the inexperience of your coaching staff, the inexperience of your roster. And now you're going into a season without a first-round pick. I just look at Jacksonville. If I was a fan of Jacksonville, I would be livid right now. I mean, from the coaching search on, where you embolden a one-time, semi-successful offensive coordinator, basically to dictate terms to you, to where now you're here. And you brought in the Chargers financial guy as your GM, and the Cleveland Browns just drug him down the sidewalk. That could end up putting your franchise back 5 years. You weren't in great shape to begin with.
Jacksonville Jaguars offseason grade is what?
Falafel. It's a big ol' F. It's a big ol' F.
Okay. You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. The Indianapolis Colts will round out the AFC South offseason grades with them after this.
Music Festival, presented by Capital One, is back in Vegas.
You're clear.
Thank you.
19th and 20th, streaming live only on Hulu. Starring John Fogerty, Bryan Adams, Sammy Hagar, Mariah Carey, Tim McGraw, Jelly Roll, Ed Sheeran, and more. 15 artists, 2 nights, 1 stage, superstar performances, and once-in-a-lifetime artist moments you'll have to see to believe. Get your iHeartRadio Music Festival tickets now at AXS.com.
Since 1983, Nissan has been assembling award-winning vehicles for you, right here in America. And this summer, we're committed to keeping our lineup affordable and free from new tariffs. That's why we've lowered MSRP on our best-selling Rogue and Pathfinder, so you can get the car you want at the price you want, knowing Nissan is here for you at the Nissan Summer Sales Event.
For a limited time until supplies last, assembled with U.S. and imported parts.
Shop Mattress Firm's July 4th sale and reclaim your restless nights. Choose from a curated premium selection of mattresses to find just the upgrade you're looking for. Get matched. Sleep at night.
Buying a new car might make you say,
I can't believe it.
seriously, it's ours.
Is this real life?
But what you really need to say is, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there to help you choose the coverage you need.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
From iHeart Podcast. Before social media, before cable news, there was Alan Burke.
He was the first and the original shock jock.
That scratchy, irreverent kind of way of talking to people and telling them that you're an idiot and I'm going to hang up on you.
This is Live Wire, the loud life and shocking murder of Alan Berg.
And he pointed to the Denver phone book and said, well, there are probably 2 million suspects.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search Live Wire, and listen now.
Did you know that Ingalls sells a huge variety of organic items? Or that they run their own dairy? Or that they only serve USDA choice and prime meat? Did you know that they have more local craft beer than any place else? Or that they have Energy Smart stores? Or that they professionally slice and package imported cheese from Europe? Did you know about their giant international aisle, local farm partnerships, curbside pickup, wine department? Or that they donate 3,956 meals a day to local food banks? Well, now you do. It's all in the bag. Ingalls, low prices, love the savings.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville, introducing you to this summer's Parks Community Hero, the American Red Cross of Western North Carolina. A critical need exists today. Join us on June 27th at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Help save a life and donate blood, and make a direct impact in our community and support all of our community heroes. Nominate your Parks Community Hero today at parkscommunityheroes.com. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
Every red, white, and blue-blooded Americans should celebrate Independence Day the same way. You got to have fireworks, you got to have damn good meat, and you got to have beer. This 4th of July, how about head over to Bear's Smokehouse Barbecue? With the best view on the south slope of the fireworks, Bears will have festivities starting at 5 o'clock. They got a lineup of DJs and a special menu. Support local, eat great, and celebrate big. Only at Bear's Smokehouse Barbecue, downtown on Cox Avenue.
The Sportsocracy.
Why are you smiling? Because I love football.
It is ESPN Asheville, the Sportsocracy, going over the AFC South offseason grades. Final team of the division, the Indianapolis Colts. The Anthony Richardson experiment is coming to a close. Daniel Jones will take over at quarterback when? This season?
I think he is the starter going in.
Immediately. Okay. All right. They won't even give Anthony a chance to screw up a couple of games.
Well, I mean, Richardson's hurt. So, and I don't know exactly when he's coming back.
Oh, is he hurt again?
He is hurt again.
That's right. He tweaked something. What was it, the knee again?
I can't remember. I thought it was the shoulder.
Yeah, it's the shoulder injury.
of which the shoulder has been a constant problem. And they're saying he's going to be healthy by camp, but I just don't buy it.
Yeah, he's been a constant problem.
I would say that was unpredictable, except we predictable it.
Completely predictable. I said earlier in the show that this team has one bright, shining spot. It's Jonathan Taylor, and you can't get excited about it. I'm not trying to throw shade at Michael Pittman or Josh Downs or Tyler Warren. I think these are all fine pieces. If they had a different if they had a solid quarterback, how much better would you feel about the Indianapolis Colts?
Depends on how solid. I think the roster, the weapons, the offensive line, and the defense is good enough to win. Your quarterback's just not.
Oh, you like the offensive line?
I do. I don't say anybody wouldn't, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I mean, what do you not like about it?
Well, I mean, you're making changes. You lost Kelly, you lost Freeze. Are the replacements up to the standard?
Well, I mean, you lost Kelly because you pushed off to Tanner Bortolini, who was pretty strong, and I think he started 6 games last year, and he was pretty solid. I know there were a lot of people that liked him coming out, and you've got Matt Goncalves that can slide in at guard. I mean, I don't think – is there a step back there? Sure. Is the offensive line going to be the reason that you struggle? No.
It'll forever come back on the quarterback.
For sure. For sure. And I have no faith.
Does this team do much for you?
I like the defense. I do. I like the defense. I think they've got a nice rotation of pass rushers with Ebikam, Kwity Paye, Leatu Latu. You got 2 solid defensive tackles in the middle, Grover Stewart, who just continues to defy the laws of gravity by improving every single year he's been in the league, and he's 32 years old. And DeForest Buckner. You know, your secondary, I liked the addition of Charvarius Ward. That pushes Kenny Moore to the 2. Moore will play in the slot, and then you still got Juju Brents on the outside, who, if he could ever stay healthy, I think would be fine. The problem is he has been hurt nonstop since he came into this league. Mm-hmm. I think they have all of the bones. They just have the wrong quarterback.
Right. The high side for this team is what?
Are you looking for a record or?
I mean, just hope. Like, what's the success of the season? If you make it to 8 wins, you consider that a success? Because I think that would be astronomical.
If Daniel Jones starts for this team, I would look at the Dolphins. I would look at early against the Broncos because I think that defense can mess with Bo Nix. Okay. That time I actually am saying the Colts could beat the Broncos. That game's in Indianapolis, and it will be their second of a back-to-back to start the season at home. The Titans, the Raiders, the Cardinals, the Titans again, the Steelers, the Falcons, the Seahawks, the Jaguars, and then that final game with the Texans. That's 10 winnable games. I'm not saying they're going to win them all. I'm just saying those would be winnable games. If you get to 9-8, full glass half full, 10-7, and you're competing for a playoff berth, I think that's a win. But I only see you ever doing that with Daniel Jones.
Anthony Richardson it's just one of those things that you'll look back on and you'll forever regret. Because there's a great path that if Anthony Richardson doesn't come back for camp, right, or if he doesn't make it back for the start of the season, and he's not the starter, that he'll never see another snap with the Indianapolis Colts unless they're in a runaway game, which I don't see that coming anytime soon.
I don't either.
Off-season grade for this team between free agency and the draft. Did you think they did anything spectacular.
Oh, I like what they did to the defense, getting Charvarius Ward, getting Cameron Bynum. I think they kept the line intact. I do like that they brought in Daniel Jones to be a veteran backup. I mean, their offseason, I got them at a B. I mean, I said no less than 20 times the best you could ever hope for is Tyler Warren to fall in your lap.
Mm-hmm. And it did. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400, the NFC South. We will continue the off-season grades here in the Sportsocracy on a Football Friday next.
ESPN Asheville.
Clear.
From Mountain
Thank
Weather
you.
Forecast.
Clouds will increase this afternoon with a high closing in on to 89, and there will be showers and thunderstorms developing, and more rain should fall into the evening hours. Then overnight clearing will take place with the low dropping down to 65. It will be wet at times starting off the weekend tomorrow with showers and thunderstorms likely into the afternoon and a high near 86 degrees. After early sun on Sunday, there may be another round of afternoon thunderstorms popping up with a high reaching the mid-80s. I'm Jeff Marr from the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by North Carolina Department of Transportation.
Each year, about 2,000 pedestrians and over 800 cyclists are hit by cars in North Carolina. You can change this. Drivers must yield to pedestrians, and cyclists must obey traffic laws. Visit watchformenc.org.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
May I help you? I just wanted to request a late checkout, please.
Of course. That's $30 per hour for up to 4 hours.
Huh. Okay, but if you can offer a late checkout, then that probably means no one is staying in that room. So if it's empty, maybe I can just stay a few extra hours.
Oh, aren't you adorable?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Do your summer plans include travel? Make sure your prep includes more than just flights and hotels. Stay up to date with COVID-19 vaccination, especially if you're 65 or older or have certain health conditions. There have been surges in COVID-19 in the summer, too. It's important to help protect yourself no matter your destination. So check eligibility and schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
You've got an app for your music, but what about your favorite morning show, sports team, or live local news and weather?
See things start to change.
Yep, there's an app for all that too. iHeartRadio. Download the #1 app for radio, the free iHeartRadio app.
Looking to buy or sell in Asheville? At Clarissa Sells WNC with eXp Realty, we're proud to be the #1 real estate team in Buncombe County. Give us a call, 828-774-6343. We're here for what matters most, you.
At Ingles, we're all in for summer. Whether you're hitting the trails, hitting the water, or hitting the golf ball, we have everything you need for the perfect picnic, the greatest grill out, and the best beach vacation. We know that the mountains are calling, the open road awaits, and that pool party is ready to rock. So head on over to Ingles and stock up on all the goodies to get you through your summer of freedom. Ingles, look.
Do you have a weird story?
This is Morgan Lynch with Park Sport of Henderson.
I do.
Our value of urgency, timely, responsive, focused, prioritizing
I'm glad you
as
said
our
that.
customer and the community we serve. To do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Experience a Parks Promise today at parksporthendersonville.com.
Every red, white, and blue-blooded Americans should celebrate Independence Day the same way. You got to have fireworks, you got to have damn good meat, and you got to have beer. This 4th of July, how about head over to Bear's Smokehouse Barbecue? With the best view on the south slope of the fireworks, Bears will have festivities starting at 5 o'clock. They got a lineup of DJs and a special menu. Support local, eat great, and celebrate big. Only at Bear's Smokehouse Barbecue, downtown on Cox Avenue.
On the weird scale, there's Vegas, there's Florida, and there's Asheville. Let's get weird, Asheville.
ESPN Asheville, this is the Sportsocracy. Jeremy, we were under attack yesterday. Did you not see the fireballs falling from the sky?
I didn't see it personally, but I did see a lot of videos of it.
we had a pretty impressive meteor shower yesterday. I don't know. Can you call it a meteor shower? Because it was really only just one big fireball.
I'm still convinced it wasn't a fireball. I'm pretty sure baby Superman just landed.
This is Kal-El Jr.? Is that?
Yes. My Harden.
Oh. What?
Jarrell, come on now. I can't know Superman better than you do because I don't even consider Superman to be a superhero.
Oh,
He's
no,
fictitious science fiction nonsense.
You're far more into the DC comics than I am. I never cared about anybody but Batman. Like all the Christopher Reeves movies and stuff. Like I saw them. I know I did. It was one of those franchises that I never got into. Even in the 1980s, I looked at that. The cinematic presentation of Superman and went, that doesn't look good. I don't get that.
Oh, so you're telling me he puts on glasses and nobody can tell who he is? Awesome.
Well, I mean, that's always been dumb. We all know that. I'm talking about the special effects for the Superman movies in the 1980s did nothing for me. The lasers shooting out of the eyes and the flying around the model backwards 15 times to make the Earth spin backwards. Like, you really, really needed modern technology and CGI to make Superman cool. Anyhow, sorry. That's my Superman rabbit hole for the day. The fireball fell across the southeast yesterday, visible in Virginia, North Carolina, and across Georgia. It fell outside. It fell in Georgia, did minimal damage, but still gave everybody quite the show, and probably caused 17 accidents on the roadway. Because I think I've seen at least that many videos of people taking pictures or videos of the fireball while they're driving.
Oh, that's always fun. Hey, look up in the sky as I do such whilst driving 75 miles an hour.
Not enough of you drive well enough to do that, okay? Let's put the phones down while we're driving. If it's that serious, pull over. Just do us all a favor. You guys can't figure out how to zipper merge. Operating your phone while you're driving, not a good idea.
I know. I know it is. I was hoping you would have another because I'm trying to wrap my brain around my story. I forgot it. I said it. I'm in vacation mode. Been trying to get all the things signed and packed, and the wife's cleaning the house while I'm doing this, so I'm a bit distracted, to say the least.
Yeah.
But I did find this story, and this is the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. The Daily Mail just did a poll. They asked men 18 to 45, what is your most trusted source to get your news? The options were podcasts, social media, legacy networks, legacy newspapers, conservative news, liberal news. What finished last?
Conservative news.
Nope, that was next to last.
Really?
Liberal news was last. And that's all I'm going to say about that because that doesn't really have anything to do with what I'm going to talk about here. Legacy newspapers were fourth. Legacy news networks was third. Social media was second. Podcasts were first.
Yes.
Except for there was 26% that said, I don't know. You want to know why people think some really stupid things? Because they're getting their news from podcasts and social media. By the way, would you like to take a guess at the top 3 podcasts that are considered news relevant?
Oh, God. Joe Rogan's one.
Joe Rogan's one by a lot.
A lot. Yeah.
I love Joe. I love Joe. He's a little kooky, but I do love Joe. The Tucker Carlson show is 2.
Okay.
This past weekend with Theo Vaughn is 3. Like, okay. Andrew Schultz flagrant with Akash Singh is 6. Shane Gillis's Matt and Shane's Secret podcast is 15, and the Tim Dillon show is 22.
Stop, guys. And this is, and the question was, where do you get your news from?
Yes.
That's so the fact that Shane Gillis and Theo Vaughn made the list really irritating. I mean, I get Joe Rogan because he covers some heavy stuff.
Sure.
Right, and he brings on newsmakers. The Bernie Sanders interview I hear is fantastic.
Hilarious.
That you must see.
Hilarious.
So, I get that, but like Theo doesn't do stuff like that. Theo doesn't do hard-hitting discussions, and does he?
No. Theo's shtick is, man, I met this girl, man. We were doing acid. It was cool. You shouldn't do that. I do like Theo Vaughn, but yeah, I read that and went.
That's not good.
I went. 16% of people say that their most trusted source for news is social media, and
well, see, that makes way more sense than anything to me. I mean, because
most of it's not true though.
Because you can follow news outlets on social media. I would, you can follow actual newsmakers on social media. I'm not saying that everybody's using it that way because I know that we all know what social media is. I'm just saying
social affirmation.
Makes a lot more. Using that to get your news is it makes a lot more sense than Theo Vaughn's podcast.
You know what makes the least sense to me? CNN. That's the only wrong answer here was Facebook or CNN.
The last place in this
dead last
exercise. Dead last. That's hope for the future, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll be honest with you. If you told me that I'm gonna give you 3 choices of which do you trust more, CNN, Facebook, or Crazy Charlie that tried to sell Tank a rock. Crazy Charlie's the only right answer there. The government's controlling your thoughts because they're trying to take all the water and starve us all to death.
Right.
Still better than the other 2.
Yes.
You're crazy too, but you're not that crazy. Sanders Sports asked, was it a pet rock? No, it was a reflector that had come out of a piece of concrete, and he tried to sell it to Tank. And then got upset when Tank didn't ask how much.
Yeah.
I think of that guy from time to time. Like, I'll stop at a gas station and go, is today the day? It's today the day that I meet that guy, because I have so many responses lined up for him.
You didn't even ask how much. Nobody wants your rock, dude. NFC
We're just proud
South.
you didn't smoke it.
Right. NFC South off-season grades. This is way too big of a block to talk about the New Orleans Saints. So,
well, we can do 2. In theory, we can do 2 teams here and have some fun later.
Okay.
Vacation time. See how many people I can upset and see if they get over it in 11 days.
Well, do you want to start with the New Orleans Saints then?
I don't care. I'm following your lead. Vacation mode.
We might as well get it over with. Just rip off the Band-Aid. I mean, there is no hope for the New Orleans Saints if you believe anyone who knows anything or says they know anything about football. I've not seen one positive review or expectation for the New Orleans Saints in 2025. Tyler Shuck being a surprise steady quarterback would be the greatest achievement you could have in this season.
Do you really think they're putting a lot of stock into Tyler Shuck?
No.
I don't either.
No.
That's really the thing that bothers me, is that I don't feel like you're putting a lot of stock into him. It feels like a stopgap. Now, I think Tyler Shuck can be better than that. And I've said that a lot of times. I don't think they're great by any stretch of the imagination. But I think they can be okay.
Okay.
I think he can be okay. Now, the team on the whole, not awesome. Not awesome at all.
You think the offense could look serviceable with Tyler Shuck? Is that what you're saying?
I think he can be a serviceable quarterback. I don't know how good this offense can be. Mm-hmm. I mean, because look, what are you hanging your hat on? Like, if you're looking at New Orleans right now going, hey, this is what we do really, really well. I mean, you got a guard that's played tackle his entire career. You have a 30-ish-year-old receiver, 32. He's a little older than I thought, and Brandon Cooks. Shaheed coming off an injury, Chris Olave that's one good gust of wind from never playing another game for the rest of his life. Would you look at this team and you're really honest with yourself? The roster is brutal. And I want to prove a point with that.
Okay.
I pulled up the roster of the last expansion team in the NFL. The Houston Texans in 2002.
Okay.
I went line item by line item. How many positions are the New Orleans Saints better than the Houston Texans? David Carr to Tyler Shuck. I'll take David Carr. Because this is before, he was scared of his own shadow.
Okay.
David Carr was a higher level prospect than Tyler Shuck is.
Sure.
Running back, I'll give you. You got him beat.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I would probably take Houston's wide receivers over yours just because all of yours are so hurt that they scare me to death. Their offensive line was way better than... I forgot how good the Texans' offensive line actually was, which proves to you just how bad David Carr actually was.
Who was on that line?
Tony Baselli, Chester Pitts, Steve McKinney, Fred Weary, and Ryan Young.
Okay.
You probably don't remember a few of those names. This is that era that was kind of brutal for you because you were.
Right,
I don't know what you were doing.
I don't remember any of those names.
I mean, Ryan Young played for the Jets. Tony Baselli's a Hall of Famer. Steve McKinney went to 2 Pro Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't have that. I mean, I'm looking at the Saints going, you're counting on a rookie left tackle that I do like, but that we said might not start great. I think he'll be fine, but between him and Talise Fuaga, I think you're fine at the tackles. It's the interior that bothers me so much. And then just a defense that doesn't have anything.
Mm-hmm.
This is the reset you've been looking for. Saints fans, real true Saints fans have been asking for this for years. This is the time that we are resetting the roster.
But how do we reset the money? Because they're still in cap hell, aren't they?
What? You got to tell me what you're referring to.
The salary cap. They still are in cap hell, are they not? Are they
not
still
like
not
it was.
operating on the line?
I mean, they got $23 million in cap space. We're at the end of the offseason, so I'm not sure what you're asking me because you physically had to get under the cap. Nobody's in cap hell right now. Now, are you talking about in requisite years?
Yes.
They've got about 20. I think they're about 25 over next year, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't have a ton that can really save them money. But then I think it leans out after that. Once you get to 27, it's either 27 or 20. Yeah, 27, they have $140 million in cap space.
Okay.
So I mean, this is a 2-year.
They'll get there soon.
Sure. I mean, this is a 2-year thing.
Okay.
But, I mean, you knew that. You've kicked too much money down the line.
Right. I mean, you're still paying $17, $18 million to Taysom Hill.
Exactly. I mean, so you're paying for your bad decisions right now. And I guess that's what I'm saying with Tyler Shuck is it almost feels like he or Spencer Rattler is going to be the sacrificial lamb of you're going to go out there and play with a team that's a borderline expansion team. Mm-hmm. And if you don't believe me on that, let me ask you a question. Name me the 3 best defensive players for the New Orleans Saints.
Cameron Jordan.
How old is Cameron Jordan?
God, he's 33?
He's 36.
36, okay.
And I full on agree with you, by the way.
Demario Davis.
Who is also 36.
I guess Werner. Chase Young.
Werner is a little bit younger. He's 20. He's considerable amount younger. He's 26. I would have said Carl Granderson in there somewhere who's pushing 29.
Okay. Yeah, all right.
You just don't have a lot. Like, you've drafted so unbelievably badly, especially on the defense, that I almost feel like this year is thrown to the lambs. You are the sacrificial lamb this year. And then maybe you move on from Mickey Loomis and maybe you get a big boy in the room. Because I could make the argument the New Orleans Saints are the worst drafting team in the NFL. I don't necessarily agree with that, but I do think they're in the bottom handful.
Right. Well, I like the Kelvin Banks pick.
I did too.
You know, Tyler Shuck, I get it. There's some promise there. He's a more veteran quarterback. He's done it all. You know, you think about the career that Tyler Shuck had in college, there's really nothing that they could throw at him mentally, I don't think, that he can't handle. The guy's gone from, back up to star to injured to, all of the things. So maybe he's the best, but that's all he is. He is a stopgap. I don't think they took him at 40 to be a franchise quarterback. Do you? I don't know that entered anybody's minds.
No. No,
this is the best we could do right now.
I'm looking at this roster going, when you're good, let's say everything goes correctly, how many of these players on this defense are actually going, or even on this team on the whole, how many of these guys are going to be a part of the next good Saints team?
Mm-hmm.
Because Cam Jordan's got a year or two, so does Demario Davis. Granderson by that time may have moved on.
Right. Yeah, the defense doesn't have much of a future, long-term future.
For me, it's Fawaga, Banks, maybe Penning if he works out at guard. I kind of doubt it. McCoy and maybe 4 or 5 more. That is a whole, complete roster of people.
So it's the perfect time to tank, is what you're saying.
No doubt. Just lose, baby.
Just lose. New Orleans Saints are, like I said, long shot even to win the division because the talent's just not there. And they're not under any pressure to win either.
Well, that's the beautiful thing.
I keep thinking about is Kellen Moore. This was not handed to him as in you have to whip this into shape right now. This was handed to him and went, please make us relevant again in the next 3-4 years.
I think he has 3 years before anybody in New Orleans sweats him a drop. You have to. You're going into next year with a roster that's just as bad and still over the cap.
Yeah. Barring like a winless season or something that nobody can come back from. I would agree with you. He's got all the leash in the world.
I'll take a step further than that, just based on what you just said. Kellen Moore can go 0-34 in the next 2 years and still not be sweated by the New Orleans Saints. It's the only way they got him to take the job. Nobody else would take it, and there was a reason. They said something different to Kellen Moore, and I don't know what it was. That's the only thing I can figure out, because I can't figure out how anybody with an IQ above salad dressing would look at that roster and go, I can win with them in 12 months. No, you can't.
Right.
No, you cannot.
No.
Randy in our YouTube chat said that's a hell of an asset to use on a stopgap. I don't necessarily know that I want to say he's a stopgap. I think he's a dart throw. I think they like the talent in Chuck. I just don't know that anybody can win with what they have. Right. Or you're even going to get a fair assessment of what he is. I mean, I go back to that Texans team we were talking about. They were so bad at the skill positions. You didn't really know how terrible David Carr was for 2 full years. You just knew he got hit over and over and over and over again. It wasn't until they boosted up the team and drafted Andre Johnson that you realized, oh no, he's bad. No, he's real bad.
Right. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. NFC South offseason grades will continue. After the break, we will pick it up with the hometown team, Carolina Panthers, next.
ESPN Asheville.
Clear.
Thank you.
Mountain weather forecast.
Clouds will increase this afternoon with a high closing in on 89, and there will be showers and thunderstorms developing, and more rain should fall into the evening hours. Then overnight clearing will take place with the low dropping down to 65. It will be wet at times starting off the weekend tomorrow with showers and thunderstorms likely into the afternoon and a high near 86 degrees. After early sun on Sunday, there may be another round of afternoon thunderstorms popping up with a high reaching the mid-80s. I'm Jeff Marr from the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. When you're trying to find quality candidates, all the searching, screening, and interviewing can become a job itself. You need Indeed, the all-in-one platform that makes it easy to interview, screen, and hire quality people. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
For more information about contests on this station, go to ESPNAVL.com.
Since 1983, Nissan has been assembling award-winning vehicles for you, right here in America. And this summer, we're committed to keeping our lineup affordable and free from new tariffs. That's why we've lowered MSRP on our best-selling Rogue and Pathfinder, so you can get the car you want at the price you want, knowing Nissan is here for you at the Nissan Summer Sales Event.
For a limited time until supplies last, assembled with U.S. and imported parts.
Shop Mattress Firm's July 4th sale and reclaim your restless nights. Choose from a curated premium selection of mattresses to find just the upgrade you're looking for. Get matched. Sleep at night.
If you're trying to get through your daily activities and you're noticing you can't because you're focusing more on your pain than being able to enjoy the moment, those are the patients that we're looking to treat because we can make a difference.
That's Dr. Ashley Caravelli, a medical director for QC Kinetics.
What we're doing at QC Kinetics is offering treatments that help with joint preservation. We use cutting-edge technology in our in-house lab to harness your body's natural healing powers and target the areas where you need them the most.
These are regenerative, non-surgical treatments, and QC Kinetics is the nation's leader, delivering lasting relief to tens of thousands of patients.
What we do know is that the sooner we start treatment, the sooner you'll see relief.
So don't wait another minute. See if you're a good candidate for these non-surgical treatments for joint pain. The consultation is completely free.
Call QC Kinetics, 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517.
Buying or selling a home doesn't have to be stressful. Let me, Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, your local real estate expert, guide you every step of the way. Whether you're searching for your dream home, looking to sell quickly, or exploring investment opportunities, I've got the experience and the tools to get you the best deal possible. Call me, Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty at 828-774-6343. Let's make your real estate dreams a reality. I'm your trusted realtor. I'm making moves and making dreams come true.
At Ingles, whether we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park, it's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Our mission, to improve lives with every interaction. This is JW, General Manager at Parks Ford Hendersonville. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com. That's parksfordhendersonville.com.
Looking for something fresh on Thursday nights? Join us at Bear's Smokehouse Barbecue for WTF Thursdays. That's Women to the Front, a new live music series spotlighting incredible solo female artists. Every Thursday from 6:30 till 8:30 p.m. in partnership with WTF Fest, we're bringing powerful performances and good vibes to the stage. It's free, it's fun, and it's all about supporting women in music. WTF Thursdays at Bear Smokehouse Barbecue, downtown Asheville.
Mountain Graphics and Showtime Sports have teamed up under a new local owner to serve our community with the finest custom apparel and unique branded items at the best price. Mountain Graphics and Showtime Sports can customize whatever you, your team, or your local group may need with high-quality screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving. Visit mtngraphicsavl.com or showtimesportsavl.com. That's mtngraphicsavl.com or showtimesportsavl.com for your local one-stop custom apparel shops.
I'm Coley Duffy.
I'm Cody Ward.
And
we're the Chainsaw Brothers.
Actually, we're cousins. A few days after Helene, we was in the driveway having a couple beers, waiting on the power to come back on. And we heard so many people calling, needing trees removed, and couldn't afford it.
So I called my dad to borrow a chainsaw, and over the next few months, we cleared trees for our neighbors. Our business was born out of wanting to help Western North Carolina get back on our feet.
We are fully insured and licensed. We keep our promises, meaning if we say we're going to be there, we'll be there. In these parts, we live how we were raised.
When you call the Chainsaw Brothers, you're not a customer, you're family. We're good at what we do, and we do it for a reasonable cost.
For all your chainsaw needs, call the Chainsaw Brothers. 828-316-1013. Or find us on Facebook. See how we treat our family.
Are you still covered up with storm damage and debris?
Call us about our daily rates at 828-316-1013. That's 828-316-1013. We're the Chainsaw Brothers, and with our neighbors, we are Western North Carolina strong.
Woohoo!
From the Ingalls Studio,
WPK Fairview,
WMXF Waynesville,
W225CJ Candler,
the #1 preset in your car, and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, check. That's check. Enter it now.
Go to ESPNAVL.com to play, and good luck.
Live from the Ingalls Studio,
I can't wait to play with myself every day.
the Sportsocracy.
Damn the devil to hell! Let the big dogs eat! Let them on the field!
Come get you some of this.
Fire them cannons! By golly, put more powder in those things.
He couldn't take any more disappointment.
Oh, my God. The Jets killed him.
We are back at the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM and 1400. The Sportsocracy always heard on the iHeartRadio app. You can see us everywhere you go. On YouTube, just go to thesportsocracy.com, click that live video link, subscribe to the channel, and that way you can join us in the chat. Your thoughts in on the off-season grades for the NFC South. Wrapping up our off-season grades extravaganza over the last week of the program. Jeremy Green joining us from Mullet Manor. Of course, I'm live in the Ingalls studio. Do not forget, by the way, coming up later on in this hour, possibly going into one of the commercial breaks, it's going to be your opportunity to win 4 tickets to go see the Atlanta Braves down in Atlanta next Thursday against the Los Angeles Angels. Do we do the of Anaheim thing anymore?
No.
Do they still claim Anaheim?
Nope. They're just the Los Angeles Angels.
Just Los Angeles. All right. So the Los Angeles Angels coming to Atlanta next week. The Atlanta Braves taking them on Thursday night. And we got a 4-pack of tickets. You could be there. So listen up for your cue to call. 225-4988. 225-4988 is the phone number there. We'll also be giving away some Braves tickets on the ESPN Asheville Facebook page as well over the weekend. So look for Jeremy and I on the Sportsocracy to all be sharing that out as that comes out. Braves baseball tonight on ESPN Asheville, always brought to you by Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Jeremy, the Carolina Panthers team. NFC offseason grades rolling on here as the Carolina Panthers looking to build on last season. Could they make a run toward the top of the division? I'm going to say yes. That possibility does exist. I don't think it's a great possibility, but I think there's a possibility that at the end of the season we're talking more of a 3-team race for the division than just a 2-team race.
All right, so explain to me how that's going to happen.
They win 9 games.
Find me 9 wins.
You win 9 to 10 games, and you are in the discussion.
Okay, find me 9 to 10
got
wins.
Jacksonville.
Okay, there's one.
We can do that one. We've got the Cardinals. It's a winnable game.
In Arizona? Stop.
Sure.
Hell, why not? Let's just throw the Bills in there, too. They might be, and they could beat, but they could go to San Francisco and beat the 49ers and the Rams.
Zero correlation between those two teams.
You're talking about going. You're talking about going West Coast with a young team, with a defense that hasn't even had a chance to gel yet, and saying they could win 2 games on the road to start the season. I'm gonna disagree with you. Jacksonville, I'll give you. You want to give me Atlanta in Carolina week 3? I'll give you that one. I'll even get cute and give you Miami and Dallas and New York.
And New England.
And the Saints twice. And then I would love to hear the next one that you got for me. And I've already been real sweet to you, and I got to 8.
You got another one against Atlanta. You've got 2
You're not
against
beating
the
Atlanta
Tampa Bay
twice.
Buccaneers that you could get one of those.
You're not beating Atlanta twice, and I don't think you're beating Tampa Bay once. It's at the end of the year. They're fighting for something, and you're not.
Green Bay Packers.
In Lambeau. Now, if I wanted to just say crazy things, I just said, hey, why don't you read the schedule? Because that's the second one you said that's absolutely insane to me.
Wow, okay.
Look, I like this. I like what this
believe.
team has done. Oh, they're not in the same class as Green Bay, and you know that. You know that. So I just look at Carolina and go, you didn't get any schedule love at all, because you've got one stretch of that schedule that is awful. And then I don't really know what to do with the defense. What is the defense going to be? It's better than it was. That ain't saying much.
Mm-hmm.
So where are we going now? Like, what is the high side? Realistically. Not, well, they could win 11 games. No, they're not going to do that. Last year, the Carolina Panthers were, and this is me being nice, absolutely dreadfully awful defensively. You allowed 15 more yards per game than any other team in the NFL.
Yep.
The team that you were behind was was a full 10 yards behind the team in 30th, and they were 18 yards behind the team in 29th.
Mm-hmm.
You were 40 yards away from 29th in the league. And people say, oh, well, yards is not a good stat. Okay, well, I got another one for you there, Bunky. You allowed 4 more points a game than any team in the NFL.
Yeah.
You allowed a full touchdown more than almost every team in the NFL. What am I supposed to expect you to jump to?
Expected points for defense. Like, that's one of those new, inside baseball deep divey stats that people like to talk about. Like expected yards. How did you do against what was expected? There's an expected points thing for defenses. I didn't know this until the other day. I was just looking through the stats. And so, the best team in the league, the Philadelphia Eagles, the best defense in the league, last year, it was historic defense, right? We talked about this. Their expected points was plus 65, something like that. There were only 5 teams that had positive points in the expected points for a defense. The Carolina Panthers was minus 221.
Yikes.
I don't even know. Did they give up that many points last year in the entire season? Because that just seemed ridiculous to me. And then the fact that, the next to last defense was, 60 points ahead of them. It was, minus 160. That's how bad this defense was. I get it.
This was the worst defense in the NFL by a wide girth.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do I like where you are better than where you were? Yes.
Yes.
But even that, I've got to be... I still don't know that you have an edge rusher that I really believe in. You got two rookies that I like. Because you got Nick Hurton for a squirtin' and Princely among my lad. Do I think they're coming into this league and starting for this team right away? No. Which means it's more likely that you're going Pat Jones and DJ Wanham to start the year, who, oh, by the way, were both awful last year. Not a ton of snaps, but they were both awful last year. Do you get Derek Brown back? You've got healthy J.C. Horn. And as long as those two things stay the story, then I think you got a shot. Do you believe in another corner on this team?
No.
Mike Jackson, Damani Richardson, Corey Thornton, Shal Smith-Wade. I keep looking at this team going, I like what you did, but virtually everything I like that you did is a young guy. And I don't know how much that's going to help you off the jump. You're going to be better defensively, and I flat out like the offense. We are to a point that I like your offense. I think the line is borderline good. It may not be great, but I think it is good. You got now you got 3 tight ends that are serviceable. I'm curious to see how long it's going to take you to figure out that Mitchell Evans is the best of the 3, but I have faith that it won't, take a full year.
It won't be long.
But then I look at the running back room and go, whoa, that's not good. You got Chuba Hubbard, Rico Dowdle. I mean, okay. I think Jonathan Brooks, you set a second-round pick on fire.
Sure.
He's already done for the year.
Right.
Trevor Etienne, I didn't believe in at all.
But Chuba Hubbard in this offense did run for 1,100 yards last year. So, I mean, he's not a star. He's not a superstar by any stretch. But he at least, he works within the system, does he not?
He is a serviceable between the tackles runner. There is nothing special about him whatsoever.
Agreed.
And he gives you less than nothing as a receiver and a blocker. And by the way, just to quantify this, I know people hear me say this about Chuba Hubbard every time his name comes up. Let me see if I can put it into a number to where you can understand what I'm saying. Last year, there were 59 rated running backs. Had enough touches, enough snaps to rate on the PFF metric. The only 2 running backs in the NFL that were worse as receivers than Chuba Hubbard were Jonathan Taylor and Tank Bigsby. Jonathan Taylor, who I'm not 100% sure can catch, and Tank Bigsby, who I am 100% sure can't. That's the only 2. Oh, by the way, you were 10 points behind every other running back in the league not named Tyrone Tracy. It's only a 100-point scale. That's how bad he is as a receiver. As a blocker, he's pretty close, but there are a couple others that are, little itty-bitty Jaleel McLaughlin kind of sways that metric.
Right.
I think they're going to be able to pass the ball. I love the receiving corps. I do. I love the receiving corps. I can't quite put my finger on who's going to be what. I think Tet ends up being the 1. I think Liggett ends up being the 2, and then Thielen's the slot guy.
Agreed.
I'm not real sure what you do with Jalen Coker, because I think he earned snaps, but I don't know where he's going to get them. At least not initially.
I don't think you're. I believe there's got to be a regression for Adam Thielen snaps coming, right? And I would imagine that those would go to Coker.
When you say a regression in his snaps, last year,
35 years old.
Last year he played 429 snaps. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's not going to be less than that.
Okay.
Because 429, you're looking at 22 a game. And I know he missed some time. But I think the entire year, I think the entire year he only played 50 snaps in a game twice. I don't think he's going down that low.
Okay.
I would still say he's a 35 to 40-ish snap a game guy. And, how many times are you trotting out 3 wide receivers? Because you have 3 playable tight ends, too. This is the problem that I get into with Carolina, is that I understand what you're doing because you're trying to make the roster better. You started with a roster that was just bereft of talent, and now you're adding players, and you're going best player available. So at 8, you fell in love with Ted McMillan. Okay, great. That was, bar none, not your biggest need. And when you go best player available, there are going to be parts of a team that you look at and just go, it's not good. Your secondary is not good. You have 2 thumper box safeties. That's a recipe for disaster if you can't get after a quarterback. So for your sake, I hope DJ Wanham is better than he was last year, and Nick Scorton gets on the field real quick. Because if he doesn't, you're going to be in shootouts every single week.
Yeah, I don't think they have a choice but to get him involved. Nick Scorton, he's going to be a useful situational pass rusher at least, right?
He will be involved. You also got to understand, you're asking him to stand up because he's going to be playing linebacker. That's not an easy learning curve at all. So, I think Carolina will be improved. We're probably a year early on talking about them contending for the division or any of those things that you said.
Right.
You're starting from a bad place. I do think you're improved. We have a super chat about Carolina before we go into the break.
Yep.
Soaring Eagle, the high side is Ted McMillan is Malik Neighbors as a rookie, and oh, by the way, that ain't happening. I am curious to see how good Ted can be. I don't think he will be Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas, Garrett Wilson, any of those guys. I don't think he'll be that level. I don't think he's going to get the targets to be that. But can he be what Marvin Harrison Jr. was last year? I think so.
Yeah.
I do. I think so.
Yeah. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Ted McMillan. I like the fact that there are pieces on this team that can grow together. No, they're not by any stretch a finished product or a polished product. They're still trying to figure out how to win football games. And there's a lot of this Dave Canales, Carolina or Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Seattle Seahawks style of we're going to be hard-nosed up front, we're going to run the football, and we're going to pick our spots to make special plays. And you saw at the end of the year, you started to see things come together. Or at least Bryce Young become more comfortable. And with that confidence, I think this year will start off well. I'm projecting that they will start off looking pretty good. And they'll be better than one of the worst teams in the league, which I feel like most analysts still feel like they're one of the 5 worst teams in the league, and I don't see it.
I don't either.
I don't think they're that. I think they're better than that, and I think this could very well be the 7 to 8 win team by the end of the season. You're not gonna make the playoffs. Nobody expects you to. But I feel like we're still on the right track. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville. NFC South off-season grades continue after the break.
Our iHeartRadio music
clear
by Capital One is back.
I sent you that Braves graphic, by the way.
September 19th and 20th, streaming live.
Thank you, sir.
Hulu, starring John Fogerty, Bryan Adams, Sammy Hagar, Mariah Carey, Tim McGraw, Shelley Roll, Ed Sheeran, and more. 15 artists, 2 nights, 1 stage, superstar performances, and once-in-a-lifetime artist moments you'll have to see to believe. Get your iHeartRadio Music Festival tickets now at AXS.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-616-1997. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-616-1997. That's 800-616-1997. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
iHeartRadio's got you covered for the summer. Sail on with commercial-free weekends on Yacht Rock Radio. Roll down the windows for road trips with summer playlists like Summer Classics. Or just escape into a podcast. Your summer soundtrack is already in your pocket with the free iHeartRadio app. Find your next summer preset now.
Buying or selling a home doesn't have to be stressful. Let me, Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, your local real estate expert, guide you every step of the way. Whether you're searching for your dream home, looking to sell quickly, or exploring investment opportunities, I've got the experience and the tools to get you the best deal possible. Call me, Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty at 828-774-6343. Let's make your real estate dreams a reality. I'm your trusted realtor. I'm making moves and making dreams come true.
At Ingles, we're all in for summer. Whether you're hitting the trails, hitting the water, or hitting the golf ball, we have everything you need for the perfect picnic, the greatest grill out, and the best beach vacation. We know that the mountains are calling, the open road awaits, and that pool party is ready to rock. So head on over to Ingles and stock up on all the goodies to get you through your summer of freedom. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville, introducing you to this summer's Parks Community Hero, the American Red Cross of Western North Carolina. A critical need exists today. Join us on June 27th at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Help save a life and donate blood, and make a direct impact in our community and support all of our community heroes. Nominate your Parks Community Hero today at parkscommunityheroes.com. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
The Sportsocracy.
We're just dumping a bag of hammers.
We are back in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville on a Friday afternoon. You got some fun plans for the weekend, Jerry? Oh, yeah, that's right. You're going out of town.
Yes, indeed I do.
Manor. Oh, you're going to the beach, going to Charleston first.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be good times.
To Tybee Island, Georgia.
It's going to be good times. That's 11 days. I will be squalling tires back in here on Monday morning. So we are staying in Tybee Island as long as we can.
Oh, God, you're coming back Monday morning?
Sure are.
Wow.
No traffic. I like to drive. You know this. I like to drive late at night. Mm-hmm. I cannot stand traffic. I'm already dreading what the 26 is going to look like at 5 o'clock when I get out of here today.
Oh, God. Don't do that.
I don't have a choice. I don't have a choice. Amy can't just say, hey, you know what? I quit 2 hours early. I'm done. Bye.
Are you sure? She holds a lot of sway.
That's what she told me, is that she couldn't do that. So, I mean, I opined it.
Yeah.
I mean, I was completely prepared to do that, like, right now on this show and just Tank talks to himself for 36 minutes.
Just be gone.
Bye.
Be done with it.
I'll put fat baby Jeremy up on the screen. You close up when you're done.
Nice. We will, of course, be off next week for the holiday week. Hope everybody gets a chance to rest up, get ready for the big push of the football season when we come back. We'll have all of the announcements ready to go for you on the Ingles Living the Dream Tour Part 2. We got a whole bunch of stops planned out, a whole lot of fun, and some opportunities for you to enjoy the fun with us. Maybe go on the road to a game with us as well. Hop on the old party bus and hitch a ride. Oh, am I revealing too much?
Yeah, we hadn't revealed that yet, you schmuck.
Whoops.
Yeah, hey, Tank, you know why I don't tell you things? That's why.
I didn't say it was going to happen. I said it might happen. You never know. Just saying, things have been talked about. We'll have to see. Ingles Living the Dream Tour, Part 2.
36 minutes. I don't have to get an 11-day respite from you.
Oh, from me. I see how it is.
I managed to keep these things secret for 3 months. Tank finds out, and 14 minutes later, I was just talk about it.
Sorry, I didn't realize it had to be a big secret. Sorry. Should have said, don't say nothing. No, I wouldn't say anything. NFC South offseason grades. Let's talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Why not? I'm interested to hear Jeremy tick me off one good time before he leaves. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers offseason, how did you feel it went?
Man.
That good, huh?
I mean, are you jumping up and down about anything Tampa Bay did?
No.
I was about to say, please tell me it's Hassan Reddick, because I'll give you no less than 4 reasons why it shouldn't be.
I mean, yeah, I'm excited to see if Hassan Reddick will actually play this year. And if he does, I think he fits in well.
Well, he played for us last year, and I'll go ahead and tell you, didn't get much. I don't think Hassan Reddick is as good of a player as Philadelphia makes him look.
Okay. But what about Carolina before that? And Arizona before that? I mean, he looked
he
pretty
wasn't
good in those stops.
Not really. Oh, let's discuss how big of a difference there is in Hassan Reddick.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I'm beholden to how fast my little computer will go. So he left Carolina. What year was he in Carolina? Was that 20?
21, 22?
I thought it was 2020. I do not have a good answer on this. The Philadelphia years are very obvious when you look at
2021.
Okay, it was 2021. All right, so his last year in Arizona, Hassan Reddick was graded analytically as the 25th best edge rusher in the league. That was the best year he had ever had until that point.
Correct.
Goes to Carolina, has the mediocre. He was 42 that year. Goes to Philadelphia. He's 11-43. Last year, he was 92nd out of 119 graded defensive ends. Right. And before you say, oh, well, he didn't play much, he did once he showed up. He played the way Robert Saleh and Jeff Ulbrich have always used pass rushers. And I'm not going to lie to you, I forgot for extended periods of time that he was even on the team.
Right.
I just don't think he's that good. Now, did you do anything else that I'm supposed to be excited about?
I mean, excited about. I mean, there wasn't like a landmark move. It was they kept Chris Godwin around. They re-signed Levante David again.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, no.
Can you name me the players that you signed that were not on your roster last year?
Hassan Reddick.
There's one.
Anthony Walker.
There's two.
Was one. That's all I got.
Kendall Vildor, that you love throwing that name out there. Yeah, he plays for your team. Charlie Heck and Sterling Shepard.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't do a whole lot for me. Then you look at what you added in the draft. I told you I'm not the biggest Emeka Ibuka guy, just because I don't think there's special to him.
Right.
You know, you watch Ohio State receivers. He was just the consistent one. I never saw star. Benjamin Morrison, I don't know what the injury looks like. Look, talent-wise, sure. I hate the fit in your system. Jacob Parrish, he's a slot corner. It's just a lot of, okay. And I thought your team last year was just, okay. To me, Tampa Bay is in that meh tier with Pittsburgh and a slew of others.
Mm-hmm.
Can you win this division? Sure. Do I think you're going to? No. I don't. And I'll tell you why I don't. Because your schedule is harder than Atlanta's. Atlanta got some schedule breaks that you didn't get.
Right.
I also
you got to play
the beginning of your
schedule
schedule is
division
awful.
Winners, so we have all of them. Right.
Yeah, the beginning of your schedule is awful.
Houston, we have Philadelphia, there's Detroit, there's Buffalo.
But I mean, even the layups that you got. You know, New England was supposed to be one of your weak games. I don't think that's a weak game anymore. The Cardinals, I don't think that's a weak game anymore.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of potential for Tampa Bay to take a huge step back. And surprise, surprise, whose lap does it fall in?
Todd Bowles.
Baker Aaron Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield. Yeah. I mean, you can't like the fact that he's on another offensive coordinator.
Nope.
For the third year in a row. I mean, it is the same system, so there's that. Nothing's really changed offensively.
Can I just touch on something you just said right there?
Okay.
Something always changes. I get so irritated when people say, well, it's the same system, so it'll just stay the same. It never stays the same. The verbiage might stay the same. It does not stay the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's like two people that drive cars the same way. One of you is going to cut people off in traffic more often than the other one is. The question is which one, and I don't know the answer to that. Something will always change. And I guess I just keep coming back to this same patent problem I've had with this team forever. I've seen 2 years of Baker Mayfield's life where he was a above mediocre quarterback. And to me, they are the exception that proves the rule. Because even last year, he has a 61.6 QBR. It's the second highest he's ever had by almost 7 full points.
Yeah.
He also had 16 interceptions. He was sacked 40 times.
Mm-hmm.
You beat a slew of nobody. Which, by the way, if you've never really looked into Baker Mayfield's record against winning teams, it is not awesome. I just don't know what I'm supposed to be excited about.
Mm-hmm. Should be excited that it's fiery and it's passion and close games. I mean that's Buccaneer football.
And that does nothing for me.
You're happy being competitive. And
I guess I'm just looking at a team.
We can win a couple of games.
One of the things that I always defer to with an NFL team, who do you have to play on the road? All right, this year the NFC gets the short straw and has to play 9 games on the road.
Yep.
So obviously you get the 3 in your division. Outside of that, you get the Houston Texans, the Seattle Seahawks, the Detroit Lions, the Buffalo Bills, the LA Rams, and the Miami Dolphins. That's one of the hardest road schedules I think I've ever seen. Not just because of who you're playing, but when and where you're having to go. The Rams are really good. It's not ideal that you have to go to Buffalo and then to L.A. in back-to-back weeks. Mm-hmm. You know, L.A.'s nice weather, and it's a dome. I don't care about the weather. I care about the team on the field. You have to play in Carolina, and then you have to come to Miami at the end of the year. That doesn't make me feel warm and fuzzy.
That definitely doesn't concern me.
Oh, which part?
Right. I mean, it's right in between where you live. So, I mean, it's not like that's a bunch of travel or that those are difficult.
Those are not fun teams to play, and they're both on the road. You undervalue how much goes into playing on the road, and then you have to do it back-to-back weeks at the end of the year. Mm-hmm. Those are the kind of games teams lose. You know, you're at that point you'll be 6 months into this, and you've got Baker Mayfield going on the road. I don't feel good about it. I never do.
Right.
Because I just don't think there's much to this team. I think you're lucky as hell that you play in the worst division I think I've ever seen. And it's been that way for years. But, I mean, am I jumping up and down about anything on this team? No. And I don't think you added anything. You just laced it up again. You had a year last year where, you know, Chris Godwin was on a path to what could have been a franchise record-setting year before he gets hurt. Now he's coming off the injury. Mike Evans is a year older. He got over 1,000 yards last year by about the distance from here to the end of my desk that you had to set up. It's still gross.
Yeah, it's because he missed games, though.
I would have picked that thing off and returned it for a touchdown. Just God, that could have been the funniest moment in NFL history. I think the division is so bad that you're competitive in it, but you're not my favorite to win it.
Okay. I mean, that's respectable because it's not. I still don't see this as a great team, right? Like the fan base really wants to get behind this team, and they do, and they buy in, and that's awesome. But I can't do it. They're fun, and yeah, the close games thing, it makes Sunday very interesting. But it's not going to end up being this is a 12-win team and they're, you know, cruising through into the playoffs. You're going to be that same scrappy, thorn-in-the-side team that's not going to be fun to play. But when it comes down to it, you're not going to be able to beat any of the elite teams when you get into the playoffs. One more team to go when we come back from the break here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. The Atlanta Hawks will finish off the NFC South offseason grades next.
ESPN Asheville.
Clear.
Atlanta Falcons.
Your mountain weather forecast.
Clouds will increase.
What did I say?
Atlanta
on
Hawks.
89, and there will be showers and thunderstorms developing, and more rain should fall into the evening hours. Then overnight clearing will take place.
I mean, they are a hawk,
down to
but
65. It will be
not
wet
that
at times
one.
starting off the weekend tomorrow, with showers and thunderstorms likely into the afternoon and a high near 86 degrees. After early sun on Sunday, there may be another round of afternoon thunderstorms popping up.
They do have a better chance at winning an NBA title than they do a Super Bowl, so.
Report is sponsored by Lowe's. Now more than ever, Lowe's knows you want the lowest price. With their lowest price guarantee, if you find a qualifying lower price on the same item, they'll match it. Price match applies to the same item, current price at qualifying retailers. Exclusions and terms apply. Learn how they'll match price at Lowe's.com/lowest price guarantee.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
May I help you? I just wanted to request a late checkout, please. Of course. That's $30 per hour for up to 4 hours. Huh. Okay, but if you can offer a late checkout, then that probably means no one is staying in that room. So if it's empty, maybe I can just stay a few extra hours. Oh, aren't you adorable?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Do your summer plans include travel? Make sure your prep includes more than just flights and hotels. Stay up to date with COVID-19 vaccination, especially if you're 65 or older or have certain health conditions. There have been surges in COVID-19 in the summer, too. It's important to help protect yourself no matter your destination. So check eligibility and schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
You've got an app for your music, but what about your favorite morning show, sports team, or live local news and weather?
Things start to change.
Yep, there's an app for all that too. iHeartRadio. Download the #1 app for radio, the free iHeartRadio app.
This is Morgan Lynch with Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Our value of urgency, timely, responsive, focused, prioritizing you as our customer and the community we serve. To do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Experience a Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
Did you know that Ingalls sells a huge variety of organic items? Or that they run their own dairy? Or that they only serve USDA choice and prime meat? Did you know that they have more local craft beer than any place else? Or that they have Energy Smart stores? Or that they professionally slice and package imported cheese from Europe? Did you know about their giant international aisle, local farm partnerships, curbside pickup, wine department, or that they donate 3,950...
Do you still want to do crimes or no?
Well, now you do. It's all in the bag. Ingalls.
You got 13 minutes.
At Ingalls, whether we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or
I had a
taking
funny
you out
one.
to the ball game at your minor league park, it's all in the bag. Ingalls. Low prices. Love the savings.
Every red, white, and blue-blooded Americans should celebrate Independence Day the same way. You got to have fireworks, you got to have damn good meat, and you got to have beer. This 4th of July, how about head over to Bear's Smokehouse Barbecue? With the best view on the south slope of the fireworks, Bears will have festivities starting at 5 o'clock. They got a lineup of DJs and a special menu. Support local, eat great, and celebrate big. Only at Bear's Smokehouse Barbecue, downtown on Cox Avenue. It is ESPN Asheville, and it is time, Jeremy Green, for the most important message of the day.
Don't do crimes.
Let's see who's doing crimes today. Oh, here's a Florida story. So let's do this one. 29-year-old Charles Wheeler II stopped by the Florida Highway Patrol on June the 22nd. So last week. He was stopped on I-75 in Charlotte County after they allegedly discovered that he was traveling 115 miles per hour on the highway. Faces charges of reckless driving, among other charges. They may have never known had he not posted it on social media.
Oh.
He did a Snapchat doing 115 miles an hour down the road. And somebody saw it and went, hey, y'all should probably go grab that guy. And so they did. He was also, by the way, transporting his 10-month-old baby in the backseat.
Yikes.
I feel like there's got to be like tests. We should do tests on people before we allow them to have children.
I've said that forever. Now I've been told that is communism.
I mean, kind of.
Hey, look, you got to pass an IQ test. Till you pass that, chastity belt on. We could fix this gene pool by, I don't know, 2,200. About enough time for the sun to blow the whole earth to bits. My story is about Pace Pharmacy, also in Florida. It's owned by Stephen and Monique Burklow. They were arrested in May on charges conspiring to traffic prescription drugs.
Not good.
Not a good thing when you own a pharmacy. Well, Monday they were arrested again and booked into the Santa Rosa County Jail. Okay. Stephen on felony fraud and drug possession, as well as a misdemeanor count. His wife Monique was arrested for drug possession, a misdemeanor count of possessing a New Legend drug. I'll tell you what that is in a minute. I see the look on your face. Their daughter, whose name I think is Lakin Burklow, She was allegedly also in on the family business and charged with misdemeanor possession of a new legend drug. Now, you asked, what is a new legend drug? According to Google, refers to a medication that has not yet been approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. So it's called a legend drug. Now, I share this story because Florida does this thing where they share mugshots when people are arrested. The comment section has basically determined that young Laken Burklow, 22, must be innocent of all charges, and it's because she is hot.
A 10.
Really, really hot.
A freaking 10.
Some of the better comments that were pulled out by Outkick. The only legend here is this babe. I do love that it was a legend drug. A legend drug. Your Honor, she's a legend in my eyes. A legend in the making. Your Honor, she looks innocent to me. Me and the jury find the defendant not guilty. And this is proof positive, maybe the 5,000th time, of why a jury of your peers is not really a thing.
No doubt. Because I'd say it's more like 8. I wouldn't go 10 on that. That's just me.
Big Pharma scared because she got better side effects than they did.
That's pretty good.
I also love the just completely basic. This is a top 5 shouty. What do you think you're going to get from that? I really will never understand. Like, do you think she's reading the comments going, I'm going to pick me a suitor of all the... There's my new legend drug because she's hot AF. Okay, yeah, that's... Okay. Allow me to throw my bouquet your way, Snapdog 476. I have saved my virginity just for the day that I laid eyes upon you. Smoke weed day 14.
It was way better with the day.
These are names that are in that chat. So I've got to pull them on my computer. I keep doing this for a minute.
So good.
Some of them are too vulgar for me to say, but
I'm sure.
I'll never understand that. I'll also never understand women that write the serial killers. Like, what do you think the high watermark of that is? You having a lovely wedding ceremony catered by Marge, the cafeteria worker at the Fulton County Prison. I don't see what the high side is in that. I don't get it.
Nope. Don't make sense.
I'll also never understand the dudes that are like, I'm going to send this message and I'll bet she's going to look me up and we're going to do stuff. Bet you don't. Bet you don't. Bet she would take one look at you, she would point, and the following would be laughter.
I think I should just send her a farv and that'll get her.
I
don't believe it will.
I'm going to put my best foot forward. I'm going to send you a picture of my out-of-the-water sea creature.
Final NFC South offseason grade today here in the Sportsocracy before the vacation weekend. Let's move on before we get canceled. The Atlanta Falcons, not the Atlanta Hawks, the Atlanta Falcons.
Oh, DJ K-Dog. DJ K-Dog said, I can change him. I love it so much.
That's the theory. That is the theory. The Atlanta Falcons. You have said this is your favorite to win the NFC South this year. The offseason went pretty well. Well, the draft went pretty well. I'll say that much. The draft most certainly went pretty well. Adding the pass rushers, James Pierce is a dog, and that's going to be the difference to me. That'll be the difference maker of this draft for you, not Jalen Walker. But you made the leap. You got him. Congratulations. I hate it as a fan of another team in this division. But I still don't know that this team is that much better than they were last year.
Well, I mean, the biggest problem they had is they couldn't rush a passer and save their lives.
Mm-hmm.
So now you had already added Leonard Floyd, which I don't think does a ton, but at least it's a vet to work with the two young guys in Walker and Pierce. Plus, you got a year older. I mean, you got to understand, this is a team that was really young, like shockingly young on the defense, because they've been trying to fix this for a long time, but they've been trying to not fix it with free agency dollars. You still got Jesse Bates. I think the corner group is pretty good. And now you're adding Xavier Watts and Billy Bowman, two guys I was really high on in the draft process. The thing about Atlanta is that they added defensive players that I feel like are ready to contribute right away. I loved Xavier Watts. I was shocked when he fell that far. Now, do I love that you gave up a first-round pick next year? No. Do I love that you gave it up for a guy that I had in my top 6? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Because I had you taking James Pierce at 16. And I think there's a possibility you're going to see them together. I think you're going to see Jalen Walker play some on the inside with Pierce standing up on the outside.
Or would they not play them on opposite sides?
They can play them on opposite sides, and I think you'll get some of that too. It's getting your 11 best guys on the field.
Yep. Will Michael Penix take the step forward this year necessary to show that he is the future of the franchise?
Do you know what his PFF grade was? He played 3 full games last year and came in 2 more.
Mm-hmm.
It was an 87.9.
That's not bad.
Do you know where that would have graded among all quarterbacks in the NFL last year?
2.
6. Behind Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, and Jaden Daniels. That's interesting to say the least.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if every team is not a good defense that you face.
Well, I mean, it does say something. The next two were Baker Mayfield and Derek Carr. So I'm not going to tell you that there's not a point to what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
I think Atlanta did things with Penix the right way. They didn't throw him out to the wolves last year. He came in late in the year, and I thought he was pretty decent for the vast majority of what I saw of him.
Mm-hmm. He was.
The big difference for me with Atlanta is you just look at the schedule and go, man, that looks so much less daunting than what I just said out of Tampa Bay. Because they start with Tampa Bay in Atlanta. They go to Minnesota, to Carolina, Washington, Buffalo, at San Francisco. That's not a pleasant start.
No.
But I think at least 2 of those teams are grossly overrated. If you come out of that 3-3, there is a possibility that you don't lose more than 2 games for the rest of the year. Because they go Dolphins, Patriots, Colts, Panthers, Saints, Jets, Seahawks, Buccaneers, Cardinals, Rams, Saints. You see how that's different?
Much different.
And I have a really high belief in Bijan Robinson this year. I don't know that you're going to get anything out of Kyle Pitts, but if you do, it's almost just sprinkles on top of the sundae.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because Darnell Mooney showed to be a legit 2. Ray McLeod gave you a little bit last year. And I still think your line's really solid, even though you lost the center.
Mm-hmm.
Even losing Drew Dolman, I think this is still a good team.
Yep.
And you have depth, and I think you're actually going to have guys that can get after the quarterback. Because one of the things people forget, they get Braylon Trice back this year, too. He didn't play a snap last year, and you remember how much I liked him. You get him back too. He was third-round pick of theirs. So you're adding Pierce and Jalen Walker and Braylon Trice. Mm-hmm. That's at least a lot of darts to throw at it. Whether any of them are good, I couldn't tell you. I know what I think. I know what I have opined.
Right.
But I can tell you it's a lot better than Matthew Judon was last year.
Yes, most definitely. Off-season grade for the Atlanta Falcons. What do you give them?
I went B+.
Okay. B+.
You added pieces that stay on your timeline because even if Tampa Bay beats you this year, I think they're going to keep regressing, and every year you're going to get more experienced and better, and that keeps you on the timeline with Penix on a rookie deal.
You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville. We hope everybody has a fantastic holiday week. We will return to you on July the 7th. So enjoy the holiday week. Nobody blow off any fingers. No JPPs. No Jason Pierre-Pauls this holiday. And we will be back with you, like I said, January the 7th, ready to roll.
July the 7th.
Or, excuse me, July the 7th, as we get ready to roll for the beginning of the 2025 NFL football season. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville.
ESPN Asheville, your mountain weather forecast.
Clouds will increase this afternoon with a high closing in on 89, and there will be showers and thunderstorms developing, and more rain should fall into the evening hours. Then overnight clearing will take place with the low dropping down to 65. It will be wet at times starting off the weekend tomorrow with showers and thunderstorms likely into the afternoon and a high near 86 degrees. After early sun on Sunday, there may be another round of afternoon thunderstorms popping up with a high reaching the mid-80s. I'm Jeff Marr from the Weather Channel.
This report is
Okay, you're clear.
.com. You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast?
5 times.
Indeed.
It just came back, like 3 pots had come back on and then it shut down again. And then 4 pots had come back on and it shut down again. It's like, well, don't say anything, please, because I can't turn it off.
And this summer,
thank you,
to keeping our lineup affordable and free from new tariffs. That's why we've lowered MSRP on our best-selling Rogue and Pathfinder, so you can get the car you want at the price you want, knowing Nissan is the Nissan summer.
Cool deal. Be safe.
For a limited time until supplies last, assembled with U.S. and imported parts.
Right on. Take it easy.
July 4th sale and reclaim your restless nights. Choose from a curated premium selection of mattresses to find just the upgrade you're looking for. Get matched. Sleep at night.
Some people just know they can save hundreds on home and auto insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check your house sitter has the new code first before leaving for vacation.
System lockout.
But that's the code.
Contacting authority.
I'm out of here. Oh, seriously, the car too?
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a home and auto bundle that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Potential savings vary. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Looking for something fresh on Thursday nights? Join us at Bear's Smokehouse Barbecue for WTF Thursdays. That's Women to the Front, a new live music series spotlighting incredible solo female artists. Every Thursday from 6:30 till 8:30 p.m. in partnership with WTF Fest, we're bringing powerful performances and good vibes to the stage. It's free, it's fun, and it's all about supporting women in music. WTF Thursdays at Bear Smokehouse Barbecue, downtown Asheville.
For the 2025 Atlanta Braves, it's time to dial in, which means every game means a little more.
First pitch, ground ball right side, diving stop by Ozzie. Got him. Whoa, what a play by Albies.
Coverage brought to you locally by Parks Ford of Hendersonville.
Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com. That's parksfordhendersonville.com.
The Mountain's home for the Braves on Asheville's #1 sports station, ESPN Asheville.
Mountain Graphics and Showtime Sports have teamed up under a new local owner to serve our community with the finest custom apparel and unique branded items at the best price. Mountain Graphics and Showtime Sports can customize whatever you, your team, or your local group may need with high-quality screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving. Visit mtngraphicsavl.com or showtimesportsavl.com. That's mtngraphicsavl.com or showtimesportsavl.com for your local one-stop custom apparel shops.
Looking to buy or sell in Asheville? At Clarissa Sells WNC with eXp Realty, we're proud to be the #1 real estate team in Buncombe County. Give us a call, 828-774-6343. We're here for what matters most, you.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
From the Ingalls Studio, WPEK Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, W225CJ Candler, the #1 preset in your car, and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.